the screen. Sorry, we can't shoot fireworks off anymore because we've run out of them. They've hit too many home runs.
They had 6 homers in the game.
Yeah.
Did the Mets. The Mets had been on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, well,
the Mets got right last night.
No longer.
And I was at a volleyball match. And so I left the building right as, it was like, kind of like the little intermission break we had, right as the Braves score 4 to tie it at 5.
And you're like,
I'm like, I got to get home.
Here we go.
And as I pull into the house, I get downstairs, start settling in. Spencer Strider gives up a 3-run homer, and it's 8-5. And now the floodgates are going.
Yeah.
At one point, the Braves threw a position player because they just didn't want to burn more pitching.
Yeah, I was just...
it's one of those nights.
Yeah, it was. And I thought for sure. I thought we're onto something. This coming back.
You stop.
Tying it up, 5-5. I was like, yes.
You stop.
Yes. And then stayed up late and got disappointed. I don't know why I stayed up. I should. As soon as I saw them tied up, I should have been, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Go to bed happy at that point.
That's right.
Just saying, okay, I've got what I wanted out of this thing. I got 5 innings of good baseball.
Yeah,
Time to go to bed.
That's exactly right. And but I didn't.
Well, look at it this way. You have college football now.
Yeah.
18 days away.
18 days away. Here
and it's less when it comes to week 0. 18 is when the real baddies get going.
1. Yeah. Some friends of ours prepping to go out to Colorado. Their son's at Tech, and they're looking forward to that game. I think Tech's favored by 4, maybe. I expect Tech to perform in that game. I expect them to come out winning 10 by 10, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Over. You don't think so?
We'll see.
Yeah, because
we will see. Colorado, if there's one thing that Deion Sanders has been able to do with the staff that he's implemented, they've been able to recruit.
Yeah.
Now, you had the best player in the country in Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And obviously you had a quarterback in Shedeur Sanders who's now moved on to the NFL. All right, let's see how you reload it.
Reload that.
Yeah.
It just seems difficult. But you're right. Deion's I
think Tech's just better, but we'll see.
Tech is a better team.
I think they're a better team.
We talked about this the other day with 8 quarterbacks. When's the last time you took Tech's quarterback over Georgia's quarterback? This year is the first time in quite some time.
It's been a very long time.
And then you brought up...
You also ran triple option for quite a while.
Well, yeah, I guess that. Right. That is... you have to take that.
The Paul Johnson days didn't really have the, this guy's going for 350 today.
That's right. Exactly. But... Yeah, and then I think it was you brought it up, and if we were looking at OCs, you'd probably take Buster Faulkner over.
I like him.
Yeah, me too.
He's a player.
Because he came from Georgia.
Yeah. You just implement it, and it's a
he's smart.
It's a balanced power system that has a quarterback that can move. Okay, we'll see where it goes. It should be, if at the very least. Tech is now back into interesting football.
Yeah.
The interesting football business, that's what they're doing again.
They're not in the top 25, but they just missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right on that others receiving votes.
Yeah.
And to me, if you can get back to that era, you remember 04, 05, 06, where Tech would have big games. I remember, I think it was 04 or 05, when they hosted Notre Dame. And that was the toughest ticket in town to get.
Yeah.
It's a big Saturday night game against Notre Dame. And that stadium, the entirety of it was packed. I'm like, that's the sort of football it's supposed to look like there.
As a Georgia fan, and knowing our dear friends are headed out there, certainly hoping the best for them, good trip and all that. But it's funny when I was talking to my buddy about this game and about their trip. He was like, "Yeah, man, I feel really good, but we always have one of those games. We always do. There's always." And you know what that reminded me of?
Don't tell me about Tech take it the way when they've been giving you crazy wins against Florida State earlier in the year or crazy wins against Miami.
But they sounded like me as a Georgia fan 10 years ago. We always got that game. It slips up on us.
Yeah.
Vandy shows up.
2012, 2016.
Yeah.
Just that era where you're like, oh, there's always one.
But it's that snake bit feel that you're never...
How did I lose to South Carolina?
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. I remember sitting there, I think, was that 2020 when they lost to South Carolina at home? I think it was.
Yeah, I believe that was the game where you even had their you had Hot Rod even missing extra points and field goals. Yeah.
But I know exactly what he feels like. When he's like, you just never know. I feel good about it, but we always have that game we slip up with. We should win. And all I could say to him was like, I've been there. I recognize that.
Have you watched Any Given Saturday yet on Netflix?
I'm not, no.
So it documents the SEC season, but it only does it from a perspective of some groups.
Yes.
So you get Vandy, you get some Florida, you get LSU, you get some Arkansas, and I want to say you get South Carolina. I believe is the groups that they follow for the entirety of the year. And I've gotten to the episode where Vandy's going to win at home against Alabama. And that's the one that's going to suddenly have Alabama looking around going, what?
What?
That doesn't happen.
What just did happen? Something that we've never experienced
But they
before.
all talk about this in an interesting way. Like South Carolina, when you listen to what goes on with Shane Beamer, their head coach, he's like, we're not part of SEC royalty.
No.
So we're having to do all the extra things.
I didn't realize. I think they're in the top 10 of most losses of any college football program in America, talking about South Carolina.
They were bad for a long time.
Yeah, they were. But it's funny, though, because they have great traditions. It's a lot of fun to go over there. I know some kids that go to that school, and they have a ball. It's a good environment. It's not always been good football.
They have never won the conference.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when they won the East those couple of years, and in fact, if I remember correctly, one of the times they won it was during the 2010, I think that was the Auburn year. So that's who they had to play in the SEC championship, if I remember. I know they had that one, and then there was another year where it was we had a Missouri sighting.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of the strangeness of it, is like for one of them where you go South Carolina, that's SEC.
Yeah.
And they haven't had that success.
Yeah,
that's what Beamer talks about. He's like, we're not Auburn. We don't get to roll the ball out.
He is not wrong about that. It's good. Those are documentaries I want to see, man.
Well, sit down. Take some time.
Yeah, I got to figure out when to do that.
You're busy doing your silly stuff, like watching the Braves.
Yeah, what a dumb, boneheaded move.
That was silly.
Who makes that choice?
You're like, I'm going to invest 2 hours in this.
Yeah, let me tell you, I was just sitting there.
You know what? You might as well take a flashlight, go out in the backyard, and put it on a piece of dog poo. And just stare at it and be like, look what my dog did.
Man, that's hefty. He ate good yesterday.
That's impressive. Ooh.
That's
I wonder if it's going to win today.
No, it's going to lay there and stink.
That's the kind of season it is.
That's exactly right.
I'm just saying, if you're going to choose between I think I might want to watch this because it's interesting, or I'm going to be a Braves fan.
Yeah.
Just know they understand.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of season.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be the first one next year to be like, okay, I'm getting tickets to this game. All right, I'm doing this. I'm like, but this is just a stinker of a year.
It's a wipe, man. It's just it just is what it is.
And next year, after they add an extra starting pitcher, and I'll be crossing my fingers going, health will be here. You can't possibly be this snake bit. They've been snake bit, though, for the better part of about 3 years, but two of them, they still made the playoffs.
I know, right? And one of them, you lose Acuna and win the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, who expected that to come around? But
just that
you're
kind
right.
of year.
It is, man. Flashlight, poop, there it is.
So stop going out there and flashing the light on it.
That's right. Find something better to watch.
If you decide after a little while, hey, I know what this is, I'm going to go and is Golden Girls on?
Yeah, right. I should have done that at 5 to 5, but no, I didn't.
I stuck with it until like the 7th.
Yeah.
7th or 8th, I was like, okay, I'm moving on.
Yeah, well, there was already, 10, 11.
I went and watched a documentary on pyramids in Egypt.
There you go. I flipped it. I did flip it back over to Documentary Plus, that channel I was telling you about.
You've discovered now. All right.
They were running a document. That's when I flipped away. I watched it for a little bit and flipped back over to Braves. But it was about a woman who was like a Miss America type person out in Colorado.
Murdered.
No, she actually
murdered other people.
Chained a man to the bed and sexually abused him, and then wrote a book about it. I was like, wow.
Okay, I can see where you would go. I'm kind of got into the psychology of this.
Like, what is happening? And then,
I thought you were going to go down the road of like, hey, it's like a real life misery.
No.
Like, well, I had to keep him here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess it kind of was, but anyway, I didn't stay with that when I went over and watched the dog poop. which was a bad move on my part. It's easy. Hindsight's 20/20, man. When you look back, you're like, that was a terrible choice.
I saw a position player throw 59-mile-an-hour pitches to major league hitters.
Dude, you know what I saw yesterday? I saw a person that's in a police department. This is it's hard to believe that it would even happen, but it has. This person says, well, out there talking about D.C. and how things are all crazy and Donald Trump's doing what he's doing. And then the reporter asked this person in the police department, well, now that Donald Trump has federalized this, what's your chain of command? And the answer was a question. They answered like it was Jeopardy. What's that mean?
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So the executive order is clear. The president has requested MPD services in our home rule charter.
All right, hold on a second. So let's be clear. That's the mayor stepping in.
That's right. The person you're here after you hear, what's that mean?
What does that mean?
Which is the chief of police, Pamela Smith, saying, what's that mean? Mayor Bowser jumps in to try to save the day because Pamela Smith looks like an idiot.
Let's point this out. This woman was the
DEI chief.
She was the chief equity officer within the department and then somehow was elevated to chief. Do you not see what we talk about when we talk about DEI?
What does that mean?
Not being prepared, not knowing what the job is. Instead, hey, we've got somebody who's handled equity.
What do you think?
Why don't we have them run the whole department?
Yeah, it'd be a great idea.
Now, I would like to address another factor in this.
Yeah.
Because, I deep dive in these sort of things, and this is also what I was doing last night. For everyone who does this is a takeover of the D.C. Police Department. Donald Trump taking over. There's a Home Rule Act of 1973 that basically gave the district its own local representatives in terms of a police department, a mayor, people that run the district. It's not a city. Okay, we all call it that.
Yes, that's right.
But it's designated as a district. It is unique for any American place. Now, you know what? Just for the interest of talking about it, we'll call it city. But it's not technically a city.
No, it's not. That's why they call it the District of Columbia.
And so the Home Rule Act of 1973, the administration in Congress has always run D.C. until then. And within the section of that particular law, at any point, they can take back what is rightfully theirs, which is the control of the police and everything else in the district.
For 30 days, Donald Trump has the ability to do this. If he wanted to continue it longer, he'd have to get congressional approval.
And that's there just in case the locals mess it up.
That's right.
What has happened?
Which they have. Dude, when a reporter asks you what's the chain of command and you ask him your rebuttal is, or your question.
What does that mean?
Exactly, is that. Dude, I've never heard, we don't call people stupid. We don't call people idiot. We have discussions about things. That's stupid, man. I've never seen anybody in the military, in a police department, not understand what the chain of command is.
If I ask you what the chain of command is.
Immediately. The chain of command in this building goes Scott McFarland and then David Dickey from the programming side. And then sales will be Colin Wheat and then David Dickey. That's the chain of command.
I fully understand who I have to go to.
That's exactly right, dude.
And if I get into any sort of scenario here where I need assistance from management and ownership, I don't go over to like the random sales guy. Because that's out of the chain of command.
Dude. When I saw that, my chin hit the table. When you're in boot camp, there is a chart on the wall that's as long as the wall that we're in the room we're in, and it's got every step of the chain of command.
It starts with their president.
Right, and then goes all the way down to your company commander. You know every step of the chain of command. It's not anything confusing about it. It's very, very clear. And I imagine, I've never been a police officer, but I would imagine in the police officer's chain of command, they're very certain of who their next in command is.
If the idea was to have a news conference to gain some clarity or to at least argue a little bit for yourself, that wasn't the way to do it.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
I do. Yes, President Trump, I do. I understand
and again,
they don't know what they're doing.
You will have these people that continue to pump out information about how safe D.C. is.
Dude.
And yet, their murder rate is at a crazy level that makes it one of the most dangerous places in all the United States. And regardless of what you think about D.C., yes, it is Hollywood for ugly people. All right? That's what it is. But our nation's capital should not be as dangerous as Compton, California. Our nation's capital should not be someplace where you have to worry about walking out on the street. If there's anywhere in America where it should be so pristine that the minute you bring in anybody from another country, they go, wow, look at how they do this here. And look how safe it is.
Because she was the DEI, the chief DEI officer. She may not know what the chain of command is because she's probably never been part of it. She's probably never had to deal with it. I don't know how you get to that position. I don't know what the route is to get to be the chief DEI officer. But
what does that mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I know the results.
Yeah, I know what happens when you achieve that goal. I don't know how you got there, but I know what happens when you get there. And you have questions like that should be embarrassing to every law enforcement officer in Washington, D.C., in the district, as Lo said. When we continue on Extra 106.3, 6 o'clock hours, brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. The Talkmaster, Neil Bortz. The only place to get him is on Extra, and you'll get him next.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
78 years. If somebody has done something for 78 years... would you say they're an expert? Look, I guess it's all semantics in how you describe it. But you would have to say, wow, they've been doing that a while. They probably know what they're doing. 78 years, that's how long Central Heating and Air Conditioning has been in business. They've been a family-owned company for 78 years, since 1947. Chuck and his team are one of the very few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. A lot of them have been sold to big conglomerates. They still use that local name. They want you to think they're a local company, but many are not. Central is 78 years serving Metro Atlanta. Been coming to my house for 8 or 10 now. And I would recommend that you use Central Heating and Air Conditioning when you need a maintenance agreement, just to have that HVAC looked at and maintained, kind of like an oil change for your car. Twice a year, they'll come out and do that. If you need a repair, doesn't matter if it is a Carrier system or not. They work on every brand. But if you do need a replacement, they can get you one of those incredible Carrier systems. Whatever you need, you just call them at 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way companies build housing, retail, healthcare, restaurants, and more. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit on August 19th. This is your opportunity to create new business and learn from the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
It's almost time we get to send our kids off to college. Oh boy. But college campuses aren't as safe as they used to be, and I'm not talking just in the classroom. This year, give them more than just a backpack and a laptop. Give them peace of mind. Give them a Byrna, B-Y-R-N-A. Byrna is a less lethal launcher. It is the ultimate off-campus protection without the legal, financial, or emotional burden of using a firearm. I carry one, my wife has one, my kids have them. I recommend anyone concerned about their personal safety of their family have a Byrna launcher. Byrna just introduced the compact launcher, the world's smallest, less lethal pistol, about the size of a smartphone, but it packs a serious punch. It fires powerful kinetic tear gas rounds and can stop an attacker cold for up to 40 minutes. And it's perfect for women, students, or anyone who wants to feel safer without carrying a gun. There's no background checks, legal in all 50 states, and it ships right to your door. Byrna is trusted by hundreds of law enforcement agencies and proudly hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Visit Byrna.com today. Find the right launcher for your family. That's Byrna.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. Now that the kids are back in school, Metro Atlanta police are reminding drivers to pay closer attention to their speed and surroundings. All fines are doubled in school zones, and the recently passed Addie's Law raised the fine for illegally passing a stopped school bus to a $1,000 minimum, one of the highest minimum fines in the country. A change is coming to Georgia's high occupancy lanes this fall. Beginning September 25th, alternative fuel vehicles with only one driver must use regular lanes of traffic on Georgia's highways when traveling without a passenger. Cobb County approved the purchase of 12 acres on Mackland Road in West Cobb for a new 911 emergency call center. The new center will expand 911 response capabilities, and planners say the design of the new building will make it more reliable during natural disasters. And Cobb County Schools named Pope High School's Amanda Tillard the Cobb County Teacher of the Year. Tillard is a special education teacher with 18 years on the job. Today's weather, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures will reach the high 80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10. And Neil Bortz, the talk master, joins us on Extra 106.3. Neil, how are you today?
Oh. What?
I'm good.
Was that a car noise, or what is that, frustration?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
You should be good. You got those new drawers.
Goodness.
Yeah, Waldo approves.
Yeah. If you got to go write yourself a Costco review now.
Well, I've had a lot of, obviously being an important and high-powered member of the media for decades, I've had a lot of gifts, but you're the first guys that have ever given me underwear.
but extremely comfortable and nice.
Well, now, wait a minute. I did have one episode that happened a long time ago. A manufacturer of underwear decided that they were going to make lace, frilly underwear for men.
What?
Yeah, and gosh, I can't remember the company's name. I'm old. But,
yes.
I talked about it on the air, and, Lord, they sent me a pair.
How about that? You got some lacies. How were the lacies?
It was a little kinky. I very carefully selected the times that I would wear that.
Did you feel pretty?
Oh, yeah. I feel pretty. I can still remember the first time I saw West Side Story, Sanger Theater, Palafox Street, Pensacola, Florida, back in about 1962 or 3, I forget which year. I loved it from that moment on.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
The fact that you remember all the details.
All the details and dates and where.
Impressive.
Well, there was this girl.
And they're always.
Good grief, the stuff that she thought we could do in a movie theater. What the hell is going on?
Goodness, this is a family show, Neil.
Wow.
So,
And that's how I got into pretty underwear.
That's right. Hers, not mine.
Well, you were the highlight. Well, I did have lunch with Belinda.
Oh, see, we love her.
Yeah. I do too. You were the highlight of my 4-day visit to Atlanta, and there were a couple of lowlights. There were, like for instance, there's one restaurant that Don and I particularly like, and it's on Peachtree Street. It's on the location where when I was kicked out of the house in 1971 by the Cajun, she's having an affair. I want you to move out. Oh, fine. I'm gone. Can I leave tonight? And anyway, there was a place on Peachtree Street called the Peachtree Town Club. None of you remember that.
I don't, I'll admit.
None of you remember that. And it was an old hotel that was taken over by an apartment company that owned apartments all over Atlanta. And at the Peachtree Town Club, they had rooms for rent for something like $30 a week, and a couple of bars, and it was really very, very nice. And so that's where I stayed for about a month until I moved into Riverbend. Oh boy,
the party apartments.
Yeah. Oh,
like have you heard about Riverbend Apartments, Doug?
I don't think I have.
It's like legendary.
Oh yeah.
When it came to Atlanta, the Riverbend Apartments is where everybody wanted to be.
Oh yeah.
I bet I could go back and ask my mom and daddy who lived down here at the time. They moved from Dalton, Georgia to live in Atlanta for several years. My daddy worked at the Big Apple. Do you remember those? The grocery stores, the Big Apples, Neil?
Well, yeah, I do, because I remember the time that Dolly Parton went out there and purchased Big Apple, Harris Teeters, and Piggly Wiggly to form a new grocery store chain called Big Wiggly Teeters.
Oh, wow. Man, I wish those were still around.
But anyway,
yes.
So at this restaurant, which is now located on the site of the old Peachtree, Georgia, or whatever it is, Atlanta Town Club, Peachtree Town Club, there's a restaurant there, and Don and I went, and I was a little upset because they didn't have iron skillet beans. They have it at the other location. But at any rate, Donna wanted an ice cream sundae. And so they brought a sundae. And it caramel sauce and some whipped cream and nuts. And I said, "Where's the cherries?" Mm-hmm. A sundae. Oh, cherries are $1 extra a piece.
Wow. Was there a shortage?
I don't know.
They were just making a little extra change, knowing everybody would want the cherry on top.
On what planet do they charge you $1 extra to put a cherry on an ice cream sundae?
Seems kind of ridiculous.
It's a low down place.
Yeah, well, it was kind of ridiculous. So, by the way, I really enjoyed your discussion, and I've been doing more reading on it. Crime is down.
Oh, yeah.
Crime is what a crock. And I started looking into this a couple of days ago. And, reported crime. Crime may be down. Reported crime. But the FBI came out and said, look, folks, be careful with these crime is down statistics. There are new police procedures. You guys were mentioning some of those procedures.
Yes.
There are attitudes toward crime and the police that are such that now people are reluctant to report crimes. So maybe they would be more accurate in Washington, D.C., and perhaps Atlanta. Reported crime is down. But you and me, the rest of us that go out there and live there and look over our shoulders all the time and make sure our cars are locked and buy Ring doorbells and alarm systems, I think we have a different attitude as to whether or not crime is down.
Well, and I think that's an important factor, Neil, because the numbers can be fudged when you talk about violent crime, because things get downplayed or they don't get reported. The homicide numbers is the one where they cannot alter those, and those numbers show what's going on in some of these places.
Yeah. By the way, did I just mention alarm companies?
Yes, you did.
Have I ever complained to y'all about these TV alarm commercials?
Yes, and it wasn't until you started bringing that up years ago that now every single time I go, look, generic white guy with another generic white guy breaking into my house.
I wanna find just one example. There's got to be one example out there where Simply Safe, or what are the names of these companies? I don't know. Where they will do a commercial about somebody breaking into a house, and that person isn't going to be Sidney Sweeney or some white guy.
Yes, it looks like a pair of CPAs. I'm like, why are they breaking into my house?
And then they trip over something as they leave, as the alarm goes off. It's always the same.
And I look at Donna. I say, Donna, I'm out of the game right now for the most part. I'm not spending all this time on research, blah, blah, blah. But it occurs to me that every once in a while a black dude burglarizes a house.
Well, not only that, Neil. Like, we had the reports, and they were targeting richer athletes for the most part. You had South American gangs that had figured out how to divert these systems, and they were taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from these people.
I know it, and we were all very distressed about that, weren't we?
Well, I don't have that to steal, so you take my dog, I guess.
But they're, I hate to see anybody's house broken into, including athletes.
Yeah,
this sucks, man.
That is why in Atlanta, and we were in the home of my dreams. I promised Donna a nice home on the river with a lot of riverfront, and we got that. We got it. It was on Brandon Hall in Dumpwoody, and it was 2 acres, and it was 300 and some feet right down the river. It was wonderful, and we had to move. We had to sell it because if I may complain, that damned Atlanta magazine, and I really should have filed a lawsuit. They decided to run the feature, "This is where the rich and famous live," and they called me up, said, "We want a picture of your house." I said, "Absolutely not. You can take a picture from the street, but that's it." And they couldn't really see the house from the street. So here comes the magazine, and there's the picture. And damned if their photographer didn't walk down my driveway to stand in front of the house and take that picture. And I really should have sued their sorry butts, but at that point, the game was over. The people that wanted to cause trouble figured out where I lived. We got cars keyed, this, that, and the other thing, and had to move on. Had to move into we became cliff dwellers. We've been cliff dwellers ever since.
Man, I've always thought that it was weird, because I've never been to Hollywood, but that whole going to all the stars' houses on a tour, that just seems like a bad idea to me. So it's funny. So it's funny you bring that up. Like, I've always thought that. I don't know that anybody else has thought it, because everybody seems to love getting on the double-decker bus in L.A. or in Hollywood to see where everybody lives. And I was like, man, that just seems unsafe for the people that live there.
Oh, look, this is where Burt Reynolds used to come on. I mean, what sort of a big thrill do you get out of seeing where somebody lives?
Apparently a lot, because a lot of people do it.
There are star maps.
Yeah,
oh, they sell the maps. At least they didn't get to the point where they sold the maps in Atlanta. No, they just print the pictures in Atlanta magazine.
Wow.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, but now let's see. Oh, I had another question.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I watch these videos. I spend an inordinate amount of time on YouTube looking at the latest Karen videos and what have you. I like the sovereign citizen videos. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Okay, and the cop is going to pull him out of the car. You just wait for that. And I really like the videos of kicking people off of airplanes.
Yeah, those are enjoyable. They are, because we've all been there, and it is frustrating to see that person, and there's always one.
But some of the videos of libtards demonstrating in the street, what's with the drums?
And the singing the songs, like they got the organized songs.
It's the whole unison.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
If you hear anybody chant, "Hey, hey, ho, ho," you know that the next line out of their mouth is going to be complete nonsense.
Yes, and utter nonsense.
But some of these progressives, they'll walk up to a cop and they'll have a pot, and a spoon, and they'll just sit there in front of the cup, bang, 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 bang. Is that all you got?
Yes.
It's either that or the hand clapping that you have to talk like this and make your point.
Yeah.
And the drums, they're having a demonstration and somebody's back there banging on a what kind of statement is he making? This is how you make a point? You beat on a drum?
Yeah.
The liberals demonstrate and then they scream.
They scream a lot.
Yeah, sometimes when they just haven't been able to make a point, they just stand there and scream.
Either that or just yell F you.
Yeah, and we're supposed to listen to these people and say, boy, that scream convinced me we need to do whatever they want. And speaking of that, do you don't really give a damn about Jeffrey Epstein right now?
I have said this for weeks now. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It does not. It doesn't resonate. This is the only thing the left ends up. Whatever Donald Trump ends up deciding to do on any factor, their only response is, well, he's only doing that to deflect from Epstein. Nobody cares about Epstein.
No,
and it's the Obama lawyers, judges rather, that won't release the transcripts from the grand jury.
It is a non-factor.
It is, and no, who cares? But I do understand why the left is so concerned about Trump exercising his powers over the federal district known as Washington District of Columbia. Because, they're screaming, but crime is down, crime is down. Now the people in D.C. are going to really experience what it's like when crime really goes down.
Yes.
And what's that going to do? It's going to embarrass the hell out of the Democrats that have been running D.C. for so long.
Again, because they'll have mud on their face just like they did with the border.
This is a test case for every other American Democrat city, Neil, where you can go, how quickly did they turn that around here? Why don't you do that here?
Exactly. And this paralyzes Democrats in place. I mean, oh my God, he's going to succeed, and then we're going to be under pressure to do this in our city. And Trump just owns these people day after day after day.
He makes it look so easy. You're exactly right. And he's going to continue, and he's pushing the right buttons because they lose their minds, and the American people see them for what they are because they want this crime in those cities. That way people have to depend on the government.
Now we got a whistleblower that might help put Irwin Schiff in jail.
Yeah, that does not look good for Adam Schiff.
Adam Schiff.
Yeah, leaking those documents, again, confidential documents on purpose to try and defame Donald Trump. That's treasonous. That's illegal.
And then on top of all the other stuff that he's already dealing with mortgage fraud.
Mortgage fraud. Yeah, he's got some problems.
Yeah, well, that's California.
Yes, it is. Neil Bortz is the talk master.
And by the way, Tug, just before Neil goes, Riverbend Apartments was named by Playboy magazine as the #1 place in the country for singles.
Let's go.
In the 1970s.
That's where I went when I was. I'll never forget the morning that I'm getting ready to go over to Ring Radio and on the door, and I open the door, and there's a girl there in her negligee with a cup of coffee. She said, "I thought you'd like a cup of coffee before you go to work this morning." Oh my
yes,
God!
Ma'am, I would.
Oh my God! So
I love it.
I just barely had time for the cup of coffee.
I bet. The one and only Neil Bortz. You get him. Only on Extra 106.3. You be good.
Yeah,
You're the one that needs to be good, sir.
No.
Or do your best at not being good. Either
wonder
one.
where she is now.
I do. I have no idea, but probably happy. Something tells me. Thank you, Neil. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
When we come back, Trump said he'd know within 2 minutes if he can make a deal with old Vladdy Putin. But how he said he would know is classic Trump. Can't wait to play it for you next.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the series opener to the New York Mets in New York last night. 13-5, the final, as the Mets ended their 7-game losing streak. The bats came alive for New York as they hit 6 homers in the game. Game 2 of the series is set for tonight. First pitch pitch is set for 7:10. You can hear that game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, training camp continues for the Atlanta Falcons, but the Tennessee Titans are in town taking part in joint practices out at Flowery Branch. The Falcons will host the Titans when they play Friday night from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in preseason game number 2. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Modular and off-site construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Off-Site Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and off-site construction is changing the way that companies build. It's quicker, cheaper, and offers a faster ROI. So don't miss the Off-Site Construction Summit, coming to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. This is your opportunity to learn from and connect with the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine for over 20 years. We bring the best of our community directly to your mailbox, like the one-stop open-air shopping destination, the Avenue West Cobb.
I'm Danny, marketing manager at the Avenue West Cobb. We provide the community a safe, walkable area with a unique mix of national retailers, local boutiques, and delicious dining options. And in addition to the incredible shopping, it's a community hub with events all year long. Mark your calendar for our most beloved events: trick-or-treating with our tenants, Santa's workshop, and our annual Christmas concert completed by our magical Christmas tree lighting. Follow us on social media at the Av West Cobb for family-friendly events all year long.
Thanks, Danny. My family and I love the Avenues. And friends, you will too. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
The older I get, the more I think about trust. I think about the people in my life who have my trust and earned my trust, and the trust that I have placed in some people who I later learned abused that trust. I know we're alike in that way. We don't trust a lot of people anymore. It's like we're all Ronald Reagan, trust but always verify to make sure we're not making a mistake. I find it a little exhausting, quite honestly, and that's why I started realestateagentsitrust.com. I didn't have good experiences with buying and selling my homes, so we built Real Estate Agents I Trust to introduce you to one of the thousands of agents all over the country that we work with, that we have verified that they will help you have the most successful and good real estate transaction possible. Our network agents share our sensibilities, have great track records, are good and decent people, and I trust them to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're moving across town or across the country, visit realestateagentsitrust.com. The name says it all, realestateagentsitrust.com.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
What Barack Hussein Puditat, the divider-in-chief, did. Look what's happened to this country in 9 years. Families hate each other. The politics, the Jew haters all of a sudden are everywhere, every college campus. Wokeness, Russian collusion stuff. What's happened to this country, and it started with Puditat.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra. So, The whole argument about federalizing D.C., at least from the left's perspective, is based on faulty numbers, and they know it. Yet they keep repeating the lies. They keep telling everyday Americans that no, crime is definitely down, Los.
It's a fearmonger aspect. The idea is that and again, this is like the Mother Jones Reddit message boards. He's going to take over other American cities. It's like, once again, legally, D.C. is not a city. Also, he's not able to do this in any other American city unless there is rioting. All right? There has to be some sort of insurrection, rioting, something where the actual local authorities need the federal government's help. That's how this works. D.C. does not operate as a normal city because it's not. You have the authority to run D.C. lies with the administration and Congress. It wasn't until 1973 that they decided, okay, let's give it over to some locals, but we can take it back from a probationary period whenever we want.
Day one of the federalized takeover of the D.C. Metro Police netted 23 arrests. And I want you to hear from a resident of D.C., not a politician, not someone that's on the news at night telling you which way's up, just a man noticing day one.
Man, down the city is quiet as a church mouse, man. I came all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning. So peaceful, yeah. I don't smell no weed, yeah. I don't see no homeless people. I mean, I came all the way through the southeast side, all the way down here. You can see now I'm at the White House, jump, man. It's quiet, yeah. It's a shame that it takes somebody to have to sit in your classroom in order for you to be in order, yeah. Because that's what it feels like, yeah. You got to be babysitter to do your job, yeah. Stuff been out of control for years. You got to do better, yeah. You got to do better, yeah. And mainly, young, you got the problems. It's us, man. It's always us giving everybody a bad name, yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, yeah. How many murders was it last night? How many carjackings was it last night? Talk to me. And y'all keep on posting all these data numbers and things of that nature that y'all see everybody else reposting. The stuff that came from the Metropolitan Police Department and the mayor, yeah. You can't be that stupid. You can't be, man. Who enters that information to get that data analysis, yeah? People do. You can enter whatever numbers you want to make whatever report show what, but you can't hide the crime, young. You can't do it.
You can't. And this guy's down there documenting it, walking around telling you all of a sudden D.C. has a different feel.
It's strange how the Democrats, the answer to the problems was just stop writing this stuff down.
Yeah, right. Just don't tell anybody. They won't even notice.
Hey, if we're having problems with our job numbers, we'll pump up the job numbers. Hey, listen, there might be too many arrests going on in this community. Stop making arrests.
Yeah, just don't do it anymore. Or if you have to, change what you've arrested them for.
Yes. Downgrade it.
Don't say carjacking, say petty theft.
Right.
And that's what was happening.
Downgrade it. Make sure it's not a felony so that it makes it look artificially like things are getting better and improving. But again, the one you can never change, homicide rate.
That's right.
And homicide rate is ridiculously high.
Yeah, it is.
27.4 per 100,000 residents. In comparison, Atlanta right now is at 14.9 as of last year per 100,000 residents.
He said he walked down Pennsylvania Avenue. He's like, it's quiet. It's calm. I don't smell no weed. Isn't that the indicator, though? Really?
It's wild when you restore law and order to different communities. Like right now in L.A., all the way across the country from D.C., they're wondering, what happened to our traffic? Why is it so much quieter around here?
Why is the hospital not overflowed?
Oh, because the illegals went home or they're hiding out.
Dude, I was reading last night.
The criminals stayed home last night.
I think the number so far is 2.1. Is off topic a little bit, but 2.1 million illegals have self-deported. 2.1 million because of laws being enforced. They're like, why would I subject myself to this? I'm just going back to where I'm from.
It's not new law.
Yeah. Well, no, I know, but
exactly. But I'm just saying, just being enforced.
Yeah.
When you decide, and D.C. is the test case for every other Democrat-run community, when you see what D.C. is going to look like over the next month, people around this country will crave it.
They're going to demand it.
You can actually clean up. an American community if you choose to. If you want to follow the law, enforce the law, and then apply the law to those that are criminals. If you do it, watch what happens.
Yeah. You're saying you arrest people and put them in jail for breaking the law, and they stop breaking the law. That's kind of a novel concept.
Weird.
Amazing the way it works. It's like when you tell your kid no. If you enforce no at home, no becomes no. You don't have to fight with them anymore. If you actually say no and you mean it.
It's not a science project.
No, it's not. It's I mean, I know settled science is kind of up in the air, but we have a good pattern with it.
If you have wild-ass young people in the streets that know everything's a slap on the wrist, then everything is to be had. I mean, I don't live in a community, and I was told this, and I saw it for myself while I was there. I don't live in a community where I have to go ask somebody to open up a case for me to get toothpaste.
Dude.
Like that's the wealth I've bought into. I don't have to go and say, hey, listen, I just want to get a Sprite. Can you open up this case here?
Can you unlock it?
Can you do this? That's life in D.C.
Or you don't have those corner stores or those drug stores or even big box stores saying it's not worth it.
Right.
We're just going to close. And that's what's happening in San Francisco all over the place. D.C., I'm sure, too. You have some of it in New York. Wait till they elect a socialist. It'll get worse. But we don't have that. We don't face that here.
No. Drive down the numbers in D.C. and watch how the rest of Democrat-run communities start going, what are we doing here? It really is this. Donald Trump is acting like Batman.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it was a joke.
Abby Phillips tried to say it in a demeaning way.
Yeah. No.
It's exactly what he's
Here's
doing.
the rich billionaire who's going to roll in here and be like, we're cleaning this thing up. We should not have this kind of crime in the nation's capital. We should not be embarrassed and not have to worry about when you're out on the street in our nation's capital. Again, something different. What was the story? You had the protesters from 2 days ago, and 2 blocks away, someone was shot and killed.
Yeah, that's right.
During the protest.
Yeah, it's nuts. You can't even wrap your head around it. It is only people that want that chaos, that many are paid to incite the chaos. But there's probably, a handful of people are going to be out there because they want to see the chaos. And they embrace it. They love it. And the more Trump is successful, the more they're going to try to undo it in some way or other.
When we were in Louisville, Kentucky a couple of years ago, we had people tell us about, like, hey, things are pretty chaotic around here. Now, this was after you had ended up being a mass shooting. But they were like, hey, listen, this is not freaking anybody out because of what's been going on in this community. And sure enough, outside our hotel, like 3 blocks away, over in the park, young people just firing away at one another.
Good Lord. It's absolutely crazy, man.
It's like it was like a competition on a nightly basis. Like, if you're in that park, you better be out of the park by midnight or by nightfall.
And this is what the left embraces.
Yeah.
They love this chaos. They thrive on it. You and I, not so much. 6 o'clock hour brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we come back, proof positive that you don't mess with Texas. Next on Extra.
Neil Bortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app.
Don't miss out as your Atlanta Braves face the White Sox and Mets August 18th through the 24th. Fans can look forward to 3 giveaways during the series, including the Spencer Strider vinyl record giveaway on August 19th, featuring music from some of Spencer's favorite bands, plus a post-game performance at the Battery Atlanta Green, hosted by Spencer. And on Friday the 22nd, join us for a special alumni night presented by your local Ford dealer to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the 95 World Series Championship. Check out the pre-game alumni parade down Battery Avenue, featuring fan favorites like Greg Maddox, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. And then receive a 95 World Series replica ring presented by Coke. Then we keep the fun rolling on Saturday with the first annual hunting and fishing night, including some fun activities courtesy of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources in the Battery Atlanta, and a camo rope hat giveaway presented by Realtree. Get your tickets at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyriq, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
One in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at EasterSeals.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine for over 20 years. We bring the best of our community directly to your mailbox, like the one-stop open-air shopping destination, the Avenue West Cobb.
I'm Danny, marketing manager at the Avenue West Cobb. We provide the community a safe, walkable area with a unique mix of national retailers, local boutiques, and delicious dining options. And in addition to the incredible shopping, it's a community hub with events all year long. Mark your calendar for our most beloved events: trick-or-treating with our tenants, Santa's workshop, and our annual Christmas concert completed by our magical Christmas tree lighting. Follow us on social media at the Ave West Cobb for family-friendly events all year long.
Thanks, Danny. My family and I love the Avenues. And friends, you will too. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Van Sant Law, vansantlaw.com.
Ukraine's president has just arrived in Berlin. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where Volodymyr Zelensky is going to hold a lot of talks with Germany's chancellor in person and then European leaders virtually before a call with President Trump ahead of Friday's summit in Alaska between the president and Russian leader Vladimir Putin trying to stop the war in Ukraine. But Zelensky will not be part of those talks.
Conversations between Putin and Trump may be important for their bilateral, but they cannot agree on anything about Ukraine without us.
Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry just said they've captured 2 more towns in eastern Ukraine. Speaking of Russia, its political interference in the 2016 election is part of a new investigation, and President Trump just posted on Truth Social, just out, irrefutable proof that now Senator Adam Schiff, who led the House Intelligence Committee's investigation into allegations the Trump campaign colluded with Russia, approved a plan to leak classified information to damage President Trump in his first term. Now, that post is a reaction to a Democratic whistleblower's allegation.
That, according to documents obtained by Fox News, where the whistleblower, during a private meeting with Schiff and others, allegedly tried to tell Schiff the actions would be illegal.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmel. Senator Schiff, in response, calls it a smear that's absolutely false and defamatory from a disgruntled former staffer who'd been fired. National Guard troops are on the streets now in Washington after President Trump federalized D.C. police to crack down on crime. As his Democratic critics counter, violent crime is at a 30-year low in D.C. Federal agents also on patrol, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says they made a few dozen arrests.
These arrests consisted of homicide, firearms offenses, possession with intent to distribute narcotics.
Speaking of that, Mexico has sent 26 cartel leaders and others to the U.S. to face charges.
One of them is accused of participating in the 2008 murder of a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy. American authorities are ratcheting up pressure on criminal networks sending drugs across the border.
That's Tom Rigatti. America's listening to.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. And see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
No traffic, no big deal. It's the Morning Extra on 106.3.
Tug and Los on Extra 106.3 in the Morning Extra until 10, 404-741-1230. At Extra 106.3 across the social media platforms. I believe this. I just read that living simple makes you happier. I believe this. As simple as I can possibly live, that's how I want to live. Spend time with my wife, spend time with my son. And I know, Los, you kind of live this way too, right?
I don't want anything complicated.
Why? Who does?
Show up to work, get some stuff done, have a good time, go home, take care of the home front, see what the kids are doing, take care of it.
Yes. I don't buy everything I want. And I have no desire to buy everything I want.
I've already acted as an adult. Typically, the only things I need are, listen, I got holes in my socks. Okay, I better take care of that.
Some good.
I don't wait for Christmas, you know? So when you act that way, it's not like I'm driving around going like, ooh, you know, that sports car is something I really need. I'm like, nah, I'm not a car guy.
I love cars.
I love cars.
I think they're amazing.
Just not into it that way.
I'm not willing to take on a $1,000 a month payment. I'm just not willing to do it.
I'm very simple. I have always said this for the better part of probably 20, 25 years. I like putting money into things that appreciate, not depreciate.
Well, yeah.
And all cars depreciate, and so I want to make sure that I'm smart about what I do. So whenever I buy another vehicle, it's always going to have some miles on it.
Because that's the smart way. Because if you buy it brand new, I mean, everybody knows the minute you drive it off the lot, dude, I
think the actual number is like 18%
or 8,
is of the value. Just boom, gone.
Second thing, I mean, if you're going through things that'll make you less crazy in life, I think cooking at home is something that we've started doing. I don't know, we've probably been doing it 8 or 10 years now, but it still feels like it's relatively new in our house. My wife makes dinner every night. We eat at home almost every night. Now, the weekends, we mix it up a little bit, do something a little bit, but most often we eat.
What happens when you come upstairs and that food's not ready?
What is going on? That's all right. Get all angry. Get all sideways.
No, we're tweeners. We try and eat as much as we can at home, but with our schedule, like last night, I think we walked in the door till like 8:30, 8:45 last night.
Different.
So we're like, okay, here's what we'll do.
But y'all are in a unique place with your kids.
The kids keeping us busy, yeah. But at home with you, yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing that we have nothing to race out to. Nothing. This when we head into the fall and Jacob playing baseball over in Augusta, we'll travel over there, and of course we'll obviously eat out. But I mean, by and large,
you spend so much money while you're there.
I hope not.
Only the finest in Augusta.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, maybe there are fine restaurants there. I've not been able to explore the city much. I don't know. But that and we've talked about this too, how I love going to Peeps' house and bringing home a carton of eggs.
Hi, Peeps.
But it's the truth, man. There's something good or something wholesome, or at least it feels that way, of actually bringing home something that has been grown or produced by your family. There's just something good about it, and it goes back to simple living again. It's so simple. She got 20 chickens. They lay a bunch of eggs, and she, like we bring the carton back, and she fills it right back up.
Frog Hollow Tavern.
Yeah.
That is what I'm seeing from TripAdvisor and a couple of others as far as the best eating, the best place you can have a good meal in Augusta.
Frog Hollow Tavern?
Yeah, it's got a 4.7 rating.
Good Lord. That sounds right up my alley.
Frog Hollow. Look at this. This is high end, Tug.
Yes, sir, it is. Look at there.
Look at you.
It's all written in cursive.
Yeah. And
although that's real fancy.
It is real fancy.
They didn't cook them green beans good.
Look,
Those things still stiff.
There's some shrimp and grits.
Yes, sir, I will.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, all right, Frog Hollow. I have to remember that.
Frog Hollow Tavern. And the plates are $50 to $100.
Oh, wow. No, we won't be going to
Price
Frog
per
Hollow.
person. Yeah, you got to go. Only the finest for the cowards of Augusta.
Ooh, no, I'm seeing the real swanky Cadwaladers.
I can't even say that. Jacob's neighbor.
I can't say it. I can't go there.
Yeah, no, right. It used to be embarrassing. You walk in there.
Well, maybe I just need to slow it down. Hey, Cadwaladers.
Cadwaladers, yeah.
Cadwaladers.
Walders. Okay. Jacob's neighbor at the house right next to the one that they moved into owns a restaurant called Abel Brown. And it's a Southern fare kind of place.
Seeing that right here.
Super cool guy, man. He was super nice, and you'll love him. He's got one of like a 94 Bronco, like the one OJ drove.
Nice.
Yes.
But it's
talk about an expensive vehicle right now. Those things are
no kidding
going up in value.
But his is a POS, though. I mean, it is.
He didn't really put a whole lot of work into restoring that thing.
He actually cut the back off of it.
Yeah, I remember how that was a big deal they used to do.
I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, when you take the back cab.
Yeah.
And you,
Gone. And he just keeps the tarp over it. He's like, man, I have a decent car, but I just love this one. It's like it is a piece of junk.
Oh, I've found where you need to go now. I googled up the dive bars. You got the Hideout and Firehouse. It looks like,
sir.
Those are going to be your smoky rooms and sticky floors.
Yeah, that's what happens in Augusta.
It's only my favorite.
Yeah,
that's. Face it. If I'm looking for someplace, one of the most fun times we ever had, when everyone were on a cruise. This is, 15 years ago. We all got off the ship, and everyone in the Bahamas went to, go to the big hotel or go to the strip to, like, Carlos and Charlie's. We asked the locals, like, where's the local bar? And we ended up at this place called the Green Parrot. It couldn't have been more of a local dive bar, and we had such a great time to the point where the owner started letting us put on, because we were so hammered, the Green Parrot costume and asked people to come in.
You're standing out in front of the place.
Come on in.
Y'all come on. It's fun in here, man.
And we're all just trading out the Green Parrot costume.
I love it. So now we know Augusta. We know the Bahamas.
Go to the Green Parrot.
Where's the place in Texas?
Well, it depends on where you are in Texas.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say if you're ever in North Dallas, I always talk about Duke's Original Roadhouse. That was like the home of the $10 pitcher. And man, Duke's Original Roadhouse. And I'd be curious how it is now, but for Saturdays during football season, it's great because that place cranks up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And remember, when you
10 in the morning,
when you have Texas OU weekend, remember that's typically an early kickoff.
Yeah.
So you get people out there like 10 a.m. They're pouring pitchers and they're good to go. Like I got to look into this. If Duke's Original Roadhouse right in Addison, Texas, that used to be the spot to go hang out and go watch games and chat up ladies.
I told you I've only been to Texas one time. Went to Houston to see Duran Duran. University of Houston.
So you and your wife sleep in separate beds, and all you like doing is working with sourdough.
That's right.
And he loves Duran Duran.
Yeah, that's right. I was one of the only straight people in the place. It was 40-year-old women, gay couple.
And I love Duran Duran.
Yeah, they're great.
Duran Duran's awesome.
I did not fit the mold. It was gay men and 40-year-old women.
And Tug.
And me and my buddy. But the one thing I know about Texas is I've always heard my whole life is don't mess with Texas. I've heard that since as long as I can remember, dude.
By the way, just so you know, in my recent searches, what's that right there? Can you see that?
Duran Duran. Yeah, Counting Crows, Duran Duran.
I played a little Duran Duran maybe last week.
Dude, because they're great.
They're
love
outstanding.
That band.
So it has now gone through the Texas Senate. You now have the redistricting map that has been lined out. It's going to happen. It's now going over to the House. This is a foregone conclusion. Texas is doing this. And this is going to mean 5 Democrat seats going away and 5 becoming Republican. So when you start talking about those margins in 2016 or 2026 and what's going to happen as you get into the midterms, all right, Texas is the one who started this thing. And I'm going to be really interested to see. I know the left right now, they look at Gavin Newsom as like the white knight. Gavin Newsom will save us.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll fight back. What you're going to find out is he can't do much of anything because of their constitution and the fact that they're gerrymandered all to hell already.
Exactly right. When he posted on social media, I think it was Sunday night, he was posting about Donald Trump. Don't you let this happen. This better not happen because we will strike back. I'm telling you, that was him begging Donald Trump without actually begging on his hands and knees so people could see it. That was his way of begging Donald Trump, don't do this. It is going to screw us so badly.
It's political theater is what it is. Like we talk about the scenario when you have the theater kids that are in charge, where nothing actually changes. They're there to give you a show. Remember, last week we had the Democrat, and it was the governor of Massachusetts. And she was like, if they do this in Texas, we're going to respond. It's like, you don't have any Republican seats.
What are you going to respond with?
So you actually held a press conference to say that you're going to do something that you actually can't do and have no ability to do. Yeah. The theater kids. And to me, Gavin Newsom is the ultimate theater kid right now. I'm in charge. I'm leading the charge. California's falling apart. Your residents know it. In the first time in California's history, they've had people more leaving the state than coming into the state now for 4 straight years. Why is that? Because of your policies. And you think that somehow you're the white knight who's going to show up and I'll fight for you. I'll show Texas. Yeah, good luck with that.
That is pure ego. That is nothing more than I believe that I can be president and I'm going to present myself as such. I'm going to present myself as something that I am not. And people buy in, man. They're looking for that white knight. They're looking for that savior because they know Donald Trump is going to make things miserable. As miserable as they've made it on him, he's going to make it on them, but legally. That's the difference. He's doing everything by the book. He's doing everything legally. So when they look to Gavin Newsom, they're looking for anybody. Please, somebody be Superman.
And what is the buzzword? Well, we're trying to protect democracy. Again, get a new playbook. That didn't work in 2024. You said the man was Hitler. He's going to be an existential threat to democracy. First off, the dude who's getting on, having to grab his morning coffee at 7 a.m. and get to work by 8 o'clock and he works with his hands. Existential ain't exactly a word that he's going like, oh, that sounds difficult.
That's a $3 word.
Exactly. It's like, that's not working, okay? Neither is this whole threat to democracy. In fact, when you look at what is going on around the country, especially when it comes to now Republicans and the new right, they're being taught how to fight now. Like, you see what's going on in Texas. This is like a direct shot right in your face. And Florida's going to follow suit. And you will have more red states that go, oh, okay, well, if we're going to just flat out gerrymander, then let's go to gerrymander because that's what y'all do.
That's exactly what you do. You've already set the example. You've set the tone. Why would we not?
I'm just saying, in Democrat states, they've been serving you dishes of poo. You're giving it back to them. That's right. And they don't like the taste.
like on Major League. Give them an S-burger.
That's exactly it. Do you think when you have 40% of your voters in a given state, yet they have zero representation out of the House?
It's nuts.
That's not the S-burger we're talking about?
Crazy that it's taken to 2025 and the return of Donald Trump to get to that point, though.
Yeah.
Because we just sat back and sat around and just accepted it.
You have a very aggressive group of people that are in that White House and in that administration. Now, I told you the importance of having those Gen X people. It's like they've been around long enough, they have the experience, they have more energy, more ideas, and they are more willing to fight than you are. And so now, it's really a breakdown culturally of here's Gen X that's leading this wave of people that are all behind. And that does include young men in America who are like, we're showing them how to do this. You think that we're bad? You think that what Tug and I are doing or what I post on X is somehow bad? Wait for Tug's kid to get here.
You have no idea.
Wait for him and that group of people to be 35, 40 years old. Man, you're going to feel like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like you're gonna be like, oh my God, these people are brutal and ruthless. I'm like, yeah, because this is how you treated them. We're the ones that actually knew a little bit of what it was like all before COVID, where things were at least somewhat civil. I was only attacked by the Obama administration, not any other ones before.
Yeah. You bring up the kids in the next generation. You may not have to wait that long, though, because the guy that's on your screen in J.D. Vance in 2028, he is going, because these people are so hung up, their hatred of Donald Trump is so strong that they can't see that he's actually a moderate.
In comparison.
Wait till J.D. Vance. If he is lucky enough to be the president of the United States, these people have no quarter.
So here's the other fun part from last night. Because then the left's other response is, well, why won't he just die? I go, you have no idea what's around the corner.
What's waiting on you?
You have no
How many times
idea what's waiting on you. And here's the wild part about it. Because the 22nd Amendment ends up being always brought up. Well, I mean, he'd be assuming this much time during the Trump presidency. He could only run one more time. Like, no, he could push this out to 11 years. Here's why. The 22nd Amendment points out that the method of ascension, the reason why he ends up becoming president, is a factor. And if you want to talk about a legal challenge, do you think with a 6-3 court, I can't find my way into getting him 2 terms plus 3 years here?
Uh-oh.
You don't think that that's going to happen? As much as the left loves to defy the law, loves to flaunt the law, blow off the law, and then they want to put the law in my face, what I'm telling them is there's a legal gray area. In the same way that I point out, hey, I'm worried about what Donald Trump is doing using the Illegal Aliens Act to get these people out of the country. I was like, here's a gray area. I don't think it works for him, but I'm willing to watch. There's a gray area in the 22nd Amendment. And it's not just, oh, he's assumed more than 2 years. Yes, that's what it says, but it also talks about the method of ascension. That dude would be a nightmare for these people if J.D. Vance was given 10, 11 years here.
Goodness, it'd be out. You know, you said something about following the law and how they always break the law, but then hold their opposition to the law. They do the same thing with Bible verses. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, yes.
They love to quote Bible verses and hold you to whatever the account, but then...
Listen here, Christian, what do you think about this?
Exactly right. And then, all the while, dancing all around it, doing everything that is against what the good book says.
How long have I told you, Tug? What they're always going to tell you is, that's not what Jesus would do. Jesus wouldn't build walls. This is the game they play. They use your morals against you. They're hoping that somehow this piece of scripture that they've twisted will be the moment where you go, oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
Or you'll cower.
Yes.
They want you to be afraid of them. I'm going to follow the good book as every day of my life. These people are not going to use it against me, however. They're not going to be able to twist it and make it something it's not just to win political points.
All I'm pointing out to end this segment, don't mess with Texas.
Do not. And they're leading the charge.
Don't mess with Texas.
When we come back.
In fact, I think I have that flag at home. I might have to go fly that thing.
Bring it in so we can hang it up in here. Proud of those boys and girls in Texas. What else can Trump fix? Because the 2 biggest ones are already done. Next on Extra.
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers. Are you looking for the right tools, the right equipment, and expert advice for your next project? Head on over to Howard Brothers. They've got you covered. They've got brands you depend on and the people who know their stuff. Some people have been in there 10, 20, even 30 years. That's why whenever you go into a local Howard Brothers, you ask a question, you get answers from people that know what they're doing. Locations across all of North Georgia, a team that's always ready to help. Howard Brothers is your go-to for outdoor power, for service, for hardware, and a lot more than that. Again, like for me, I go there for all my grill stuff. That's one of my favorite things. That's what always brings me over to Howard Brothers. Stop by today or visit howardbrothers.com and find your local one-stop shop for all of your projects. The grass is always greener, and the projects usually get taken care of when you involve Howard Brothers.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc., in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-Law.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. Now that the kids are back in school, Metro Atlanta police are reminding drivers to pay closer attention to their speed and surroundings. All fines are doubled in school zones, and the recently passed Addie's Law raised the fine for illegally passing a stopped school bus to a $1,000 minimum, one of the highest minimum fines in the country. A change is coming to Georgia's high occupancy lanes this fall. Beginning September 25th, alternative fuel vehicles with only one driver must use regular lanes of traffic on Georgia's highways when traveling without a passenger. Cobb County approved the purchase of 12 acres on Mackland Road in West Cobb for a new 911 emergency call center. The new center will expand 911 response capabilities, and planners say the design of the new building will make it more reliable during natural disasters. And Cobb County Schools named Pope High School's Amanda Tillard the Cobb County Teacher of the Year. Tillard is a special education teacher with 18 years on the job. Today's weather, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures will reach the high 80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
7 o'clock hour is brought to you by Van Sant Law Group. If you're in an accident, make the right call. VanSantLaw.com. You probably celebrate when things come to completion, like kids graduate high school. That's great. I mean, you can back it on up, even to pre-K. They have signs out front now, pre-K. Look, celebrate, it's over. We're done. We're moving on to the next step. We're moving on to the next thing. What will be the next thing from Donald Trump? Because he's already cured the border, which he ran on. He's got the economy right where he wants it. Inflation is in check for the first time in years. What could be next? Who knows what his next task is? I think maybe cleaning up the crime issue. That seems to be what he's leaning into. But let's talk about inflation, because yesterday you had the announcement as it was coming down, inflation was cooler than expected.
Consumer Price Index had come out for July, and the numbers were highly encouraging. Once again, the inflation is well under control. And we are talking about a scenario where we were told, well, just wait. After April 1st, where we Liberation Day, this is what we're doing to make sure that we are competitive in the world markets. And I was told for the better part of several months, well, inflation's coming, and you're going to be spending this much more on your goods. Well, we've now got, let's see, about 4 or 5 months worth of data. And all we've now seen is governments and companies from around the world, remember, not ours, around the world, that have been paying the tariffs. They're the ones that have been paying. And I told you, market access. We are 330 million consumers in this country. If you want to have success around the world, you got to get in the American marketplace. In the same way that our goods have to find the way in the Chinese marketplace, everyone needs to get their goods and services into here, mostly their goods. So take a listen. This now comes from CNBC as they've now crunched all the data. Here's what they had to say.
People were thinking this will finally be the time when we see it. We saw a little, but not that much. Does that summarize what happened?
Absolutely. Now, if I look at all the metrics, as I said, we were hotter in the beginning of the year, even on the hottest read on that year-over-year core. What it tells me is that if you take it very simple, you summarize very accurately. There's been a push that things are going to get worse. You're going to look at a month that's going to be really scary. But most likely, if you look at the entire regime of the effects of tariffs and the uncertainty, we are definitely over the hump. And considering that this number isn't worse than expected, I would say moving forward that your interpretation is exactly correct. We're way over our skis, and what we're really finding is the last mile inflation is sticky, it was sticky, and really in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't break out as that the last 3 or 4 months are extraordinary in any fashion.
All right, let me just summarize. They were worried about the market having a response. The response never came.
Because they know every one of those companies, just like you're talking about, every one of those companies needs America. We don't necessarily need them.
No.
Are there sectors that we need things from around the world? Of course.
Yes, we'd love to be manufacturing.
For sure, which is what Trump's working on.
And to send that around the world.
Which is what Trump is working on. That's why you're seeing people like Tim Cook at Apple saying, yeah, we can build phones in Kentucky. Yeah, we can definitely do that. We're going to invest an extra $100 billion. We're guaranteed to 5 or committed to 500 billion.
500 billion.
And now we're going to add another 100 billion in a glass factory for iPhones in Kentucky. We can do it. And Donald Trump is proving it. Has it been a bit of a scary process? Yes, because you have people fear-mongering all the dadgum time. Every time you flip open a web page, you open a newspaper, if anybody does that anymore. But TV, internet, social media, they have been telling you it's coming. It's coming. It's like the boogeyman around the corner. He's waiting to pounce on you. You just don't know where it is.
Can I give you the wrestler moment?
Yes.
That moment where you're like, okay, he's doing the mic work. But this is how I feel about this, and I know how it's going to come across. These analysts, these people that work on Wall Street, these people that look at it, what they do is they all act like scared sheep with one another. If one of them jumps or one of them's a little bit concerned, then the rest of them get concerned. They're like, oh, what's going on? I have had the ultimate faith in what I believe is the American people.
Same.
I believe this is how we were going to respond to it. This is what was going to occur. And I believed that because of what we do as a people, the stuff that we buy as consumers and the stuff that we create as producers is why everyone in the world is going to pay their tariffs to get access to us. My faith was in everyone. The analyst was, oh, we're a bunch of scared sheep. We're just going to jump in. Oh, did you hear what Goldman Sachs said? Did you hear what so-and-so said? I heard my cousin who works on Wall Street, and he said this was going to happen. None of it happened. None of it. Even Jerome Powell, and we've got some of this audio somewhere around here. Even you go back and listen to him several months ago, everything he talked about was wrong.
It's coming. Because
he talked about the same thing. Watch out. It's coming. It's going to get here. It's going to get here. Never did.
Yeah, he was saying we can't lower the interest rates because of what we fear is over the horizon.
As he put it, well, everyone I've talked to, everyone who's in the know.
You mean the experts?
I'm sorry. I guess I just happen to be in the expert class again.
But the crazy thing is, I lost faith in experts during COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's when the walls fell down. Because I'll be honest, before that, if somebody said they're an expert and they were propped up on a network, I was like, this probably knows what they're talking about. COVID proved that to be completely false.
I'm not trying to make this into, because first off, I'm not a financial services person. I'm not, I analyze these things. I don't give advice professionally. I don't offer advice. Okay, there's my disclaimer, right?
Yeah, right. You sound like some sort.
When I sit with our financial people and I tell them that the interest rates are going to be coming down, and they start into the hemming and hawing of, well, but you got this coming, and immediately I was like, did you see the new consumer price index numbers? Did you see this? And that? They're behind me. Like, I'm paying you to be in front of me. It's like, how am I the one who's forecasting this stuff correctly? Oh, I don't know, because I pay attention, and I don't know, I pay attention to global markets.
A lot of them have mechanisms, right?
Yes, they're opening up the Financial Times. They're like, okay, what does the Wall Street Journal say about this?
Right.
Front Office Los is not a financial advisor. Extra 1063.
That guy knows how many of those have you recorded in your life?
At least 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the last time that I responded to anyone about anything was like 2020, 2019. And based off of everything that was happening with COVID, they're like, what should I do with my money? I just go, hard assets.
Yeah. Find yourself
I was
something that lasts.
I was like, find some hard assets.
Yeah.
That was the last time I gave financial advice. Turns out good for me. Hopefully you got into some hard assets.
CNN floored because of Trump's inflation numbers. Energy fell. Gas prices falling. Zero as far as food, 0% as far as increase in price. Grocery store prices actually down. It's nuts what Donald Trump campaigned on and is doing. He didn't need a law. He doesn't need laws for this. He's actually pressing the Fed to do the right thing and benefit the American people. He's pressing them to the point where they feel the pressure. Jerome Powell, he knows his neck's on the line.
When you talk to your crazy cousin, your crazy aunt,
I love Curtis.
Whoever it is that she's way out there, he's way out there, real big in MSNBC.
Oh, yeah. Big Ampeg, yeah.
This is very simple, your very simple argument. On day one, he reintroduced energy production. As much as we want to focus on the border.
Yeah, that's right.
It was federal lands. Now, energy production, you can say, well, look what we did in the last 4 years. We've produced so much energy. Yes. The thing is, energy and prices of energy is about futures. It's about, are we going to have access to more places? Will there be more permits? Do you have an administration that's going to allow us to explore cheaply, and have access to these lands? Day one, he started that. You know what Joe Biden did on day one?
He cut it.
He cut the XL pipeline, the Keystone pipeline. All right, that immediately shuttered the market and made energy prices rise, which then caused the price of everything to go up. So if it's that simple, why did your guy do this while he did that?
While our dummy...
Well, our clown decided, I'm going to do what I can to create a futures market where energy prices are going to stabilize and come down, so that getting things to market also comes down to where the price of your groceries is no longer rising every single month.
Seems like a good spot to be, Los.
Your gasoline prices came down.
If you're asking me, I think I like where we are.
This is not complicated. But, you got to put eyes on TVs and tell everybody that the sky's falling and he's Hitler, and just wait for the Epstein files. Oh, God, if we can just get those Epstein files.
I feel like
nobody cares about.
I feel like I've seen that all play out in, I don't know, the last couple of weeks.
I feel like when I say this around you, you kind of follow it away, and then you talk to Mama and you're like, damn.
Oh, it was day of. It was day of.
I kept saying, nobody cares about this. And then you talk to Mama, and Mama's like, they keep talking about this Epstein stuff.
Well, she just said, I'm just so tired of hearing about that. That's all I needed. That was
the proof.
Dude, when your mama talks,
your
mom, I don't know about you, at least with mine, I've always done my best my whole life to prove her wrong. You know how many times I've failed? Damn near every time. I remember telling her, no, that's not the way it's going to go. And for a while I was right, and it looked like I was right. Depending on you picked the subject, doesn't matter. She's the most wise person most well-educated. The wisest person I've ever met in my whole life.
Last time my mom was in town, she didn't want to talk. She wanted to fight.
Yeah, well, you told me about that, right?
So I had to break down what a reconciliation bill was, and then basically to reinforce the fact that you don't know what you're talking about.
My mama wouldn't even say reconciliation bill because she wouldn't even know that exists.
I think the part where I said, do you even know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's like when that time I got hit at the bar with the liberal crazy lady. When all I asked her was one question.
Did she punch you in the shoulder or something?
Yeah, she punched me in the shoulder. I asked her one question. I said, what is your favorite act or proposal to come from Kamala Harris?
Mm-hmm.
She goes, well, and then she's and I was like, exactly. And again, she dragged me into the conversation. I was just minding my own business. She was sitting there eating some dude's lunch, and he kind of looked at me and was like, what do you think about that? And I just go, well, it wouldn't be good to put me in this conversation. It'd be like, jumping in the lion's cage. And by the time I was done and she punched me, then the bartender was like, I got your next beer, dude. It's like all the sane people around there was like, good, thank God somebody took care of that thing. That was my mom the other night. So we'll see. We'll get another shot at this thing. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, for me, it's all mama's the pulse, and always has been. And I learned it years ago, but it's still occasionally I'll challenge it. And then
you have to come back with your hat in hand
every time, dude.
Say, Mom, I was
every
wrong.
Time.
You give her the Happy Gilmore speech. I'm the dumbest and you're the smartest.
I'm ugly, you're pretty. Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday we talked about the possibility of a Doge reunion probably not going to happen. J.D. Vance had encouraged it, and it's just he's got things that he's got to do. It's just not a reality. It's not. There's no way for it to happen. But I didn't put this together until I was thinking about it last night. The great thing that Doge did, and it was a very, very painful thing that we had to go through, but Doge did it anyway. It was when Big Balls got pummeled trying to stop a carjacking that Donald Trump was like, that can't happen.
No.
That is over. We are done with this. Now, is that a thing that Doge set out to do? No, it wasn't. But it was because of Doge that Donald Trump has federalized D.C., and you heard the guy that we played last hour. If you didn't go back and listen to it on the app, man says, it's been 24 hours. We know that there's already been 23 arrests. And he says, I'm walking down Pennsylvania Avenue. It's quiet. I don't smell weed. Nobody's out here running around like a bunch of fools, like a chicken with their head cut off. None of that is happening, all because of Doge. It's just another benefit of Doge that we didn't even know we were going to get.
If I was to try and pick out like current day American patriot icons, like, okay, who's facilitating this stuff? There's one thing when you talk about it on a regular basis. I think that's important. And I think you can always go back to the greatness of Rush Limbaugh. Being an American patriot, here's the way things ought to be. And that was important. But now we also have, okay, who's doing stuff? And there's a guy named Big Balls who has saved you billions of dollars. And then when push came to shove...
$175 billion, to be exact.
And when push came to shove, he stepped in and tried to stop a carjacking and got beat by a bunch of teenagers. Like, if there's ever anybody where you're like, hey, that Medal of Freedom's coming your way down the road.
That's exactly right, dude. And that was talked about yesterday. But would he potentially get that?
But that should be... It's the epitome of what you're supposed to be.
Yeah. As an American. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
And I know nobody likes hearing about this, but I'm just saying that when a Marine chokes out a dude who's acting crazy on a New York subway,
I'm in.
Medal of Honor for you too, sir.
Absolutely right.
Because we need to start encouraging people doing the right things and celebrating it, not prosecuting it, celebrating it, pointing it out to young people. Hey, this is how you step up.
I had forgotten all about it. Did he get a pardon?
I don't know. We'll have to look. Yeah, we'll have to look it up because I don't know the answer. But I know he was not convicted, which was a good thing. And Daniel Penny's his name.
Yeah, Daniel Penny.
Dude, that dude is a hero.
He was not guilty.
Just found not guilty.
Yeah,
okay,
found not guilty.
Good.
Yeah. But to see people, and I'm glad you brought him up, man. To see people doing something is so encouraging.
Everybody else will sit there.
Yeah, and film it. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Big Balls,
Big Balls like, I got this.
Dude, I have to do something. It's my responsibility as a human being, as an American, to do something. That's what you got out of Doge that you didn't even know.
Keeps paying off.
Certainly does. When we continue on Extra 106.3, let us show you the liberal media pattern. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the series opener to the New York Mets in New York last night. 13-5, the final as the Mets ended their 7-game losing streak. The bats came alive for New York as they hit 6 homers in the game. Game 2 of the series is set for tonight. First pitch is set for 7:10. You can hear that game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, training camp continues for the Atlanta Falcons, but the Tennessee Titans are in town taking part in joint practices out at Flowery Branch. The Falcons will host the Titans when they play Friday night from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in preseason game number 2. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
When you enter the financial red zone, it's time to start rethinking your financial strategies and protecting what you've built. Coach Pete, what should we consider in the financial red zone?
As we enter that financial red zone, which is over age 50, we must have some money put aside that's going to give us a guaranteed lifetime income. Without income, you don't have a retirement. Now, you get your Social Security, so work on maximizing that, but then you've got money in 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, IRAs, anywhere you have money, and it's a nice lump sum. But we need to figure out how much income you can get from the lump sum you have that's guaranteed for life. That takes all the worry out of in retirement. If you already know you've already got the money put aside, you don't have to get a checkbook out. The money's already there. Just make sure it's in the right place to give you and your family that lifetime income you can never outlive.
For a comprehensive and customized retirement review, call Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164.
Okay, so you went online looking for the best windows and siding company in Atlanta, and now you're knee-deep in ads, fake reviews, and algorithms and junk. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? I'm going to help you cut through all that, Josh. When it comes to windows and siding, especially, the folks you want are the pros at Peach State Windows. I've known the owner, Jeff, and his lovely bride for more than 25 years when I first worked with him. Here's the deal. Jeff and his top-notch crews have been serving Atlanta for almost 50 years. That's a lot of windows, a whole lot of siding, too. In fact, it should be Peach State Windows and so much more. A whole bunch of happy customers, not some fly-by-night deal with cookie-cutter deals and mystery vendors from Lord knows where they get their stuff. Jeff's company built on integrity, quality, craftsmanship, not some slick marketing gimmick. Strong relationships with their top vendors means there are deals all over the place and the best material and the best tech and the best price for your home. Whether you're looking for looks and function, age, energy efficiency, skip the gimmicks, go right to the trusted name in the Peach State Windows, and so much more. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
From
the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Xtra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Alarm goes off at 3:50 a.m. in the morning for me.
Oh.
And usually I do snooze it once.
Mine's 4:15, and I try and get to 4:30.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you a audible sound alarm guy, or do you use the just have it vibrate with your watch on your wrist?
Well, the watch is down charging, but usually the vibrate. But lately, I don't know. I've just been nervous about oversleeping. I don't know why.
It's both.
Yeah, so I do both now,
Yeah.
and at the lowest level, because I obviously don't want to wake my wife up. I'm sure it does, but it's just a pattern. I mean, this is what I do. This is how I get up. This is how I function. We all have those patterns that we follow. And the media is no different, Los.
No, the media is no different. Now, I think about and I compare this to, the 7 stages of dealing with loss and grief.
Yeah.
Everybody has it. And so it's the shock and denial, and then the pain and guilt. And by the time you get to the end, it's acceptance and hope.
Yeah.
That's not how the media works. And it's one of our favorites who actually had it. It's Batya Unger.
Dude,
who actually retweeted some of this stuff out. I was like, I knew it. I've talked about it.
She's so smart, dude. She's fantastic. I love her.
She articulated it.
Yeah.
So she pointed this out when it comes to the media. Now, we just did an entire segment about how all the analysts said, "Oh my God, look, here comes inflation. Sky's falling.
Chicken Little."
And she pointed something out. No matter what Donald Trump says, here's what happens. The media will say they disagree. The media will then look at what happens and say, okay, maybe he's got a point. And then the media goes, well, it was obvious.
Yes, that's right.
It's a stage. It's a simple stage of what goes on. And so every single time Donald Trump does anything, you then have the response of well, he's wrong. He's racist. He's fascist. He's wrong. And then it's, well, this is what happened.
We all knew that was going to happen.
We all knew it was coming. Everybody
he's
knew.
Not that smart.
Yeah.
It's always
the 3.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what version, what part you're in.
That's right. Where you are in the pattern.
Are you in part 1 of the straight denial, he's a fascist, he's wrong, there's no way. The number 2 is discovery, which is, oh, Trump was right. Then number 3 is, well, it was obvious to everybody.
And he's still a fascist. They always put the cherry on top because he's still a fascist.
It's almost as if my wife told me the sky was blue. And I started off my day by going you're wrong, and I know you're wrong. Then I go outside, I look outside, I was like, oh no.
She's right.
And then I come back inside and I go, everybody knew it. What's the big deal?
It's the sky. Who thought it was anything but blue?
I might have said red, but I didn't. I was joking. I was obvious. That's the cycle every single time.
But you're still a fascist. And and you're still hateful, and you're still mean, and you still are a dictator, and you're a threat to democracy. I don't care that you were right this time or every time. You're still a threat to democracy. And you had, as recently as this weekend, J.D. Pritzker getting the playbook out, blowing it off. Threat to democracy. I told you he's a threat to democracy.
And so, and Batya Unger points it out. What happened when it was the border? Here's what he's doing. They're like, that's not going to fix anything. That's not. And then it's
we got to have some new laws.
Oh, and then it's that was clear. That was not a problem to actually do that. Getting NATO to spend. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. It always goes through the 3 cycles of Trump from the media every time. Every single time.
And they always finish off by saying it doesn't matter. He's still evil. He's still a threat.
It doesn't matter. I mean, that was obvious. Everybody knew that's what was going to happen. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how it was?
Well, and the crazy thing is, it's only really the 20% that falls into believing the pattern to begin with. Because as soon as they speak, you and I are going, and probably everybody listening to this station, are going, that's not at all the way this is going. That's not what it is. Your framing, your premise, all of that is off anyway. And so when they go through their pattern, we don't follow it. Only the 20% of people that want it to be true so badly so they can finally get a win because they've been taking those L's for 6 solid months and they have 3.5 years to go. They're dying for it. It's like a team. You remember the team in high school that you played in football and they were 0-9, 0-10 every year, but once about every 4 years, they would get a victory. They would win. And it looked like the damn World Series just happened. The Super Bowl just happened because they never get up. This is what they're dying for.
Ponder, when it comes to what's going on in D.C. right now, they're still in phase 1. Phase 1 is, he took things over. He's a fascist. Because look what kind of evil person he is. He's taken over D.C. Phase 2 is going to be when all the citizens are going, it's pretty nice here right now.
Which we played one already. In 24 hours, there's already people sharing on social media. Holy cow. And this is not a Trump voter that you're seeing who's just saying, here's what I've noticed.
This is actually pretty quiet around here.
Here's what I noticed.
It's like they rolled in with 600 law enforcement officials, 600 National Guardsmen. They're monitoring the streets. They're walking the streets. Things are quiet now. Now we'll get into phase 3, which was, that was obvious to do. Anybody could do that. Now they're not there yet. Right now, they're in phase 1. Phase 2 coming. Phase 3, I would guess, probably in about a week or 2. And then we'll see those news stories. I mean, right now, we're in phase 2 of Epstein. By the time finally that thing comes out where maybe an Obama judge will keep it, will finally can't stop it, then what's going to happen is the entire media and the entire left will look at it and go, well, we knew this was a nothing burger. This was just to distract him. This was just to hurt the administration.
Right.
Because they're in phase 2 right now. Phase 3 is coming.
I'm so tired. This is why Los and I, we talked about how we just don't watch network. The only time we have on network news is when we're in the studio and we have on Morning Joe. And it was funny. I was asked by a coworker, do y'all hate watch it? And I was like, no, not at all. There's nothing that gets me spun up. Now, have I chuckled? Have I tilted my head sideways because I can't believe how preposterous the things are on Morning Joe? Yeah, I've done all that. But I could turn it off at a moment. If we didn't have anything on this studio, I'd be just fine.
If you were to say, Los, take a piece of paper, write down what's going to be on Morning Joe in the next hour, not a problem.
Yeah, you could probably figure it out.
All it does for me is it reinforces that I'm over the target and I know what I'm talking about. Because I know what their reactions are going to be.
They're spinning out of control.
This is what you're going to end up getting. Right now, MSNBC, when we talk about those 3 phases, typically they're in one of the 3. And when it came to tariff policy, that was number 3 yesterday. He's a fascist. He doesn't know what he's doing. 2, well, it's coming.
Yeah,
You'll see.
You just wait.
We hit 3, which was, okay.
Finally acceptance a little bit.
But, I mean, it's easy to see this was going to happen.
And he's still a fascist.
That's the cycle. That's the 3 areas. And whenever you talk, you just know, whenever you have that discussion with somebody, you can even tell them like, oh, you're in phase 1 right now.
Yeah. And
like, what do you mean?
Yeah, they're going to ask you what you're talking
Trump's wrong. He's a fascist. Yeah. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, well, what happens from there? Well, phase 2 is when you start to actually see what's happening.
Yeah.
Phase 3 is then when you claim it was obvious, it was no big deal. That I would have done it.
Yeah.
We all said this is what was going to happen. Then you try and somehow glom onto it.
But the rebuttal will always be, why didn't you?
Exactly. Why?
Why did the dictator have to do it?
Yes. Why did the clown? Why did Orange Man bad? Why was he the one who did it when your guy could have done it at any point over 4 years and didn't? Why is that?
Because the
clown the fool?
Because it was never their intent to do it. They knew, and maybe they did know the whole time, but they never wanted to close the border. They never wanted to stop violence in D.C.
I got a whole basket of red pills. They're all just waiting for some of these people. And again, I can't give it to you. I can't. You have to take it on your own. You have to recognize that your worldview that which you grab your identity, I can't fact check you out of it.
That's right.
You got to do it for yourself.
But you got to want it. You got to want to open your eyes.
You got to want to jump into reality.
That's right. When we continue on Extra 106.3, got a Neil Bortz report and a Fox News update for you. And you won't believe which mainstream media outlet said something really positive about Trump federalizing D.C. We'll let you hear it next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Democrats just can't get anything right, and isn't that a big league shame? Right now, they're outraged that Donald Trump has exercised his legitimate powers and effectively seized control of the police department in Washington, D.C., and added a couple of hundred National Guardsmen to the mix. Now, why in the world does this upset Democrats so much? Well, just look at virtually all of the major cities in this country. They are all run by Democrats. Democrat mayors, Democrat aldermen, city councilmen, and these cities have a crime problem. Thugtavius and his gang make life miserable for many of these inner city residents. And Washington, D.C., no exception. And here's what Democrats are afraid of. Washington, D.C., under the control of Donald Trump, may suddenly become safe, or reasonably safe. People will be back out on the streets in the evening again. Reports of crime will go down. A police chief like the one in Washington, D.C., that doesn't understand the phrase chain of command will be relegated to pushing papers around her desk, and people will take notice. Look at Washington, D.C. It's safer now. It's more pleasant now. Why? Democrats aren't running the show. And then people, who knows, maybe even here in Atlanta will say, maybe that's the answer. Maybe we ought to think again before we give Democrats complete control of city government. Oh, and MARTA. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to take MARTA to the airport again? The screams from the left are only going to get louder, and I'm going to enjoy them even more. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
This is House Call for Health. Staying active may slow brain changes associated with Parkinson's disease. Researchers say Parkinson's patients who kept active by walking, doing household chores, and participating in recreational activities experience slower brain changes in areas tied to memory, mood, and attention. These patients also perform better on memory and thinking tests. They tracked more than 100 people with early Parkinson's disease over a 4-year period. MRI scans tracked changes in brain structure, and every patient received at least 2 scans. Those who were more physically active maintained larger brain regions associated with memory, attention, and mood. Study authors urge further research as their work only showed an association. It did not prove physical activity was the only reason for their results. The study was published in the journal Neurology. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health, I'm Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
They are great people who want to see a deal done. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump just posted about European leaders who he'll soon have a virtual meeting with 2 days before his summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Alaska, trying to stop the war in Ukraine. The president will also talk to Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who will not be part of Friday's Trump-Putin sit-down.
But they cannot agree on anything about Ukraine without us.
Ukrainian soldiers echo Zelensky in saying that giving up territory to Russia is not an option. President Trump feels a fair land swap is the most plausible path to ending bloodshed.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff, Russia's defense ministry, said today they've taken over 2 more towns in eastern Ukraine. Another Trump Truth Social post was also related to Russia this morning. He wrote, "There is irrefutable proof that Adam Schiff approved a plan to leak classified information to damage Donald Trump. Well, that came from a Democratic whistleblower, and it's prompted other Republicans to call for Schiff's resignation.
The now California senator was the ranking member and chairman of the House Intelligence Committee during President Trump's first term in office and pushed the investigation into allegations of President Trump colluding with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Schiff's office responding by saying the allegations are not reliable, not credible, and unsubstantiated from a disgruntled former staffer.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. In New York, Immigration and Customs Enforcement's taken 3 suspected MS-13 gang members into custody, saying they're in the U.S. illegally and wanted for attempted murder and assault. Now to Washington, where Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports.
The National Guard has arrived in the nation's capital under President Trump's orders to fight crime and reduce homelessness. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says this ramped-up presence should last for about a month.
Within these 30 days, our entire focus is making sure that this is the most efficient operation possible.
There are also federal agents on the streets after President Trump also federalized D.C. police. City leaders push back on him, saying D.C.'s out of control, citing numbers that violent crime is at a 30-year low in 2024. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. And see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
Finally, there is conservative talk in Atlanta, Georgia.
And we're glad that you're here to listen to it and discuss and interact and be involved with it as well at 404-741-1230 at Extra 1063 across the social media platforms. Got to say good morning to Todd in Woodstock.
What's up, Todd?
Says, give my best to Los.
Oh, well, thank you, Todd.
So, Todd, we appreciate you checking out the show, man. He reached out yesterday.
I'm glad Todd was not the person that passed along some information about the Riverbend apartments. Now, that came up because when Talkmaster had like the end of his, like it was very early on, first marriage. And now he's been married like 80 years. But he went to go live in the Riverbend apartments.
Yeah.
And I then was kind of filling in Tug, talking about how like, okay, that was iconic, and how Playboy had named that the number one place in all of America for singles. It was children were not allowed.
Right.
And it was just keg parties and drinking and hooking up. And Talkmaster confirmed that. We then had a caller who called to also point out that it was at the time, the syphilis capital of America.
Good heavens.
So that wasn't Todd.
Yeah, no, that was not Todd.
Good for you, Todd. It was not you.
That's right. I'm glad Todd, I think, moved to town from like Iowa. I think this is what his...
and then in a very observant way, Jure then pointed out, that's now the Villages in Florida.
And which interesting.
The same crowd.
Well, interesting that Talkmaster is the one that shared with the loofah color chart.
The purple loofah and what the purple loofah means.
And he said he keeps on with him. I don't know why. That's just what he said. You look it up yourself if you'd like to.
Look it up what purple loofah means, and at that point you might think a little bit differently about Talkmaster the way we do.
Dude, and how
it's all love.
And how funny was it? He said when he was at those Riverbend apartments, he was like, I went downstairs to say hello to somebody, went to the door, knocked on the door. She's standing there with a cup of coffee and like a nightie. Dude, that's the kind of environment.
I just thought I'd bring you some coffee.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Yeah. How you doing? I love coffee. Can I get an additional cup?
You can always go back and listen. 725 yesterday.
Or on the Extra 1063 app. It's always available there, as is every show. I know people listen to it in podcast form, and we appreciate you. You know, if you can't be here at 8:05, if tonight at 8:05 works for you, thank you for listening to
Be
the
like
show.
Todd, though.
Yes, very much so.
Aspire to be like Todd or Stephanie a handful of our other listeners where they're on top of it. Be like Austin.
Yeah.
Austin gives us like 3 hours a day without a problem.
Dude, Austin is the best, and I bet he's listening right now. Austin, if you can shoot us a
And
text,
hopefully
let
we'll
us
get
know if
him
you are.
in a little bit later this month.
Because of the telepathy tapes, the
Season 2.
Yeah, the continuation of that.
And if you don't know what that is, and we had kind of profiled it and talked about it, there's a theory in the autism world when it comes to the people that work with autistic kids that they're able to communicate in a way that we do not understand.
Without words.
Without words. Most of them are non-speakers in this case. And Austin, who has done this work and is a professional at doing this work, ended up, when we brought it up, hit us up and said, yeah, I can bring in my boards and show you guys this stuff. And he's not allowed to say a lot because you sign non-disclosure agreements, but he will have a part in telepathy tapes too.
So cool, man. And I have no doubt. Even, I gotta tell you, even on the surface, when I first learned about what the telepathy tapes were, and because I'd been communicating with Austin for, I don't know, a few years now, just back and forth, and we exchanged numbers and, whatever. And when this came up, I had no idea that Austin was even a part of it. And when Los told me about this podcast series, never once was I like, that's crazy. That can't happen. I absolutely think it can happen, and I'm convinced just by listening to it that it does.
I'm just glad that there's something that some might consider supernatural. In this case, I would say that I think that there's probably a part of an ability we've had that's gone because we have the spoken word. I think that other people who don't have the spoken word communicate differently.
I absolutely believe in the supernatural. 100% believe in the
Finally.
But I've always, I don't know that I ever called it that.
I know that you're not in like the Chupacabra.
No, it like...
Or Slender Man.
But you're right.
Skinwalkers.
See, y'all are going, this is the stuff that... this stuff gets me out of that kind of...
This is when he starts to blush.
Yeah.
He's like, dang it, they've reeled me in.
Yeah, you're actually pretty local up there to Sasquatch country now.
That's right.
Oh, because they have the museum in Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to be out back and I'm going to see something. I'm not sure what it's going to
be. Some sound. Dude, my brother-in-law now, he was my best friend since like third grade. He and another friend of ours were convinced that there was something like that living in the woods behind their house. I almost want to call him and ask him about it because he was so passionate about it then, and of course I dismissed it. But just quickly to the point, supernatural me, I've always believed it. Jesus is supernatural.
Okay.
So that's the premise that I start from.
That was going to be my point.
Yeah.
For those that believe in the resurrection, does that not go beyond human understanding?
100%, yes.
Just the realm of what you could possibly fathom?
Yes.
And so for that to be a foundational element of Christianity, you would have to believe that there's some stuff in this world you can't explain.
Agreed. I believe in angels. I believe in demons. I believe all that. I believe in good. I believe in evil. I believe in all that. And I'm not dismissing everything to be impossible with people living, that aliens exist or whatever. I've just seen no evidence of it. You know what I mean? For me personally, I've just never seen that. Could it exist? Sure.
So in a world where I'm with you, angels and demons, you're not saying there's a little bit of a room for Mothman?
I'm not 100% sure what Mothman is.
Just look into these things. Mothman. Just look into the Mothman. Some things you just can't explain, right, Jure?
Another thing, I know you guys connect on that really, really well. I feel like I'm out in left field watching y'all kind of come together because I don't.
He's only comfortable with the resurrection.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like some of these things I'm fine with. This is more biblical to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of the stuff you get into, no. It's almost like you got your own toys, your own food over here. You got your arms around it.
Keep away.
Prison rules. These are mine.
That's right. Draw the big
Jesus
circle.
is good. Everything else is the devil.
That's right. Including foosball.
Exactly.
Talked about yesterday that I've always believed in too. The Shroud of
Turin. I went down such a rabbit hole over the weekend with that, and it is fascinating. Part of it was, and it's Jeremiah Johnson who does. It doesn't matter if he's on with, in this case, it was Tucker Carlson or it's Glenn Beck, or it's the same discussion every single time with him, and that's fine. He's got it all down. It's what he does. But that shroud is so fascinating to think of. In terms of, all right, if it's fake, how'd you do it? And no one can explain that. And if you're not aware, it's Jeremiah Johnson and a number of different scholars all believe that this was the shroud that was placed over Jesus after he was crucified. And there is an image of a man who has been crucified who's underneath the shroud. And then the imprint of that man on the shroud cannot be explained.
And all the evidence of the injuries, like the
spear to the ribs,
all
the
that
crown of thorns,
lines up
with the Gospels. Yeah, it all lines up of here was the injuries he suffered. And so, yes, I went down the road because I wanted to see what other people had said in the past. And it really goes back to the thinking was still the carbon dating from 1989 and what they tested. But then once you get beyond that, it's okay. So if you're claiming that it's this old, how is it done? And nobody can explain it. And so again, the supernatural is something of a huge amount of energy occurred underneath that thing,
but did not destroy the shroud.
Right.
Yeah, that's fascinating, dude.
So
I love
it's,
it.
again,
I can talk
supernatural
about this all day long. See, this is in my wheelhouse. I feel
yes.
Because you get the Mothman, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Mothman.
So okay, if you're keeping score at home.
Jesus 1, Mothman
0. Shroud of Turin, yes. 7 different alien species, no. And some of the stuff that they were looking for and how much.
I brought up something a few weeks ago and you're like,
Yes.
And that was just talking about the technology of getting it done. What was the Earth around, and was there technology that we never even explored or have any idea about? Worlds destroyed from flooding or whatever, and then we start over from square one trying to figure it all out.
And so watching this, as you see some of these tombs that are being opened up, and you recognize that archaeology happens all the time and they're learning stuff on a regular basis, it does lead to, all right, so what is underneath those other pyramids?
That's exactly right, dude.
Which, I'm on board with this stuff.
Fascinating, dude. It's so fascinating. That's the kind of stuff that I'm so fascinated. This I think it is, can I touch it? Can I feel it? Can I know it exists? Now I want to understand whatever it is. You know, like for biblical, it's the Bible. I can touch it. I can feel it. There's stories there for me to read, and then they match up with the shroud. Whether you believe in that or not, I don't know. And it's fine if you don't. But I find it fascinating.
I do. If you can't explain how this was created, I'm interested.
All right, so I found one late last night. I was just kind of scrolling before I went to bed. Have you ever heard of the Rock of Al-Nasla?
Rock of Al-Nasla. I don't believe I have.
AL-NASLAA. Look this thing up.
Yeah.
How in the world did that get created? It's a giant boulder split perfectly in two. It looks like a laser cut it in half, and it's balanced.
And it's 4,000 years old.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
That's nature being so wild.
I'd never seen that before, and I was just like, oh, I know somebody who'll like this.
Yeah, you're right. Perfectly balanced, split right down the middle, and each side is
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, no, that is cool.
Dude, I've never.
And it's huge. That's got to be a 40-ton boulder.
Yeah, it's gigantic. Dude, what a cool. Yeah, see that again. I can touch it. I can feel it. I'm fascinated by it. It's the stuff that I have a hard time with. You know that 7 species living under the ocean or whatever it is.
Like Stonehenge.
Stonehenge is so fascinating to me.
Easter Island.
Oh yeah, he's like the heads on Easter Island. He's like, oh, I don't know about these things.
Yeah. Anyway, so I want you to be involved in as many of the conversations as we have.
As you're comfortable with.
As you're comfortable with, yes, exactly. Because look, some of the politics you might not be comfortable with. And it takes you a while to come around.
Yeah, sometimes
through discussion.
When Tug puts on his white supremacist hat, I too bow out of the conversations. I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable with what he's bringing up. I don't know what to do. I'm like, Tug, we're on YouTube. They see your hood, man.
Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. I try to only break it out.
I forgot again. Man, they got me.
Break it out once in a while. Goodness gracious. But anyway, wherever
your comfort level is.
Yeah, man. 404-741-1230 at Extra 1063 across the social media platforms. A unlikely person came out and said some really positive things about Donald Trump federalizing the D.C. Police Department to get control of crime. We borrowed this from the Burt Show, their voice disguiser. You know how they do that? When somebody's cheating on one another, they'll call them using the voice disguiser?
Yeah, I think we had dimmer?
Yes.
Some guy who just was ranting. Kind of sounded like stuff that Kimmer would say, but not.
No.
It was not Kimmer.
Was it the Zimmer?
The Zimmer.
The Zimmer's who it was.
Yes.
It's because our now former social media, she always, anytime you'd walk by her after we used that voice disguiser, she'd be like, the Zimmer! She would just walk down the hall and shout the Zimmer.
Yell at him, the Zimmer.
After that happened. So we did something similar. We're going to play this for you. Listen to it. It's very positive. And then we'll play you it in real time so you can hear who said it. You'll be as surprised as I was.
I will just go back to the fact that, the people that are cheering this on privately are not like right-wing Republicans. They're not MAGA people. A lot of our friends are in the media, and also Democrats that worked on Joe Biden's campaign, that worked on other campaigns, that are saying, yeah, I'd like to feel safe walking around this city.
Yeah, I'd like to feel safe walking around the city. We saw the lady from ABC News say the exact same thing.
That sounds like something that would come out of this radio station from either one of our mouths.
That's exactly right. But it wasn't, Los.
Oh. Well, who was it?
Well, you know what? Let's just see if you can figure it out listening to it in real time. Give it a 5.
I will just go back to the fact that, the people that are cheering this on privately are not like right-wing Republicans. They're not MAGA people. A lot of our friends are in the media, and also Democrats that worked on Joe Biden's campaign, that worked on other campaigns, that are saying, yeah, I'd like to feel safe walking around this city. If the federal government can be a positive partner in keeping the streets safe, while, again, forming a partnership with the D.C. police and not taking over, then at least the people I've spoken with that live in D.C. day in, day out see this as a positive step.
How about that?
That sounds...
I think it's also reasonable to be concerned.
That sounds like the guy who told me that if I don't believe that this was the best Joe Biden, to go F myself.
It's the exact same guy.
That would be Joe Scarborough.
Does that not sound like the pattern you brought up a little bit?
Freak out. Freak out. Start to get it. Start to see what see what's going on here. Then third is, well, it was obvious.
It's clear what needed to happen.
Right now we're at number 2.
That's right.
Number 2 is I had my freak out. Now I'm kind of going, well, this might make some sense here.
He's not the only one. 99% of every one of those fools up in Washington, D.C. are thinking the exact same thing. They're either not brave enough to say it, or they're not willing to say it because it's good for Trump and somebody will yell at them. Somebody will say, I can't believe you're siding with the fascist. You're siding with the dictator.
You're not allowed to do that. What are you doing, Morning Joe? You're on MSNBC.
You're on our side. We're the strong 20%. And yet, at the exact same time, he's being honest. He's being really, really honest. Because when he walks into the office there in D.C., he's scared too. Just like the woman that was in her mid to late 60s that we played yesterday. And she was like, I just have to be home by sundown because I'm afraid somebody will come and try to snatch my purse. I've seen it happen in my neighborhood so many times. That's a real person. That's a real story. We played the other guy earlier that's a resident of D.C. I don't know what his political persuasion is, but he said, man, it's different around here. We're 24 hours in. We're 1 day in, and it's quiet. I don't smell weed everywhere. I'm not afraid somebody's running out to jump me while I'm not looking.
So you got murdered in D.C. All right. Bummer. Sucks. It's right now the murder capital of the entirety of the country per capita. That's what the numbers are. So that's why you have what's going on. But not only that, if you were to ask, in this case I asked Grok, right now it's my AI of choice because Grok Imagine's kind of fun to play with. I'm going to start animating some Tug stuff and I'm going to share it with the world.
That's awesome.
Animate Tug. But Grok, when you ask, all right, on the most recent carjacking details, what's the most dangerous American city? It's Washington, D.C.
Pops up.
And the problem is, because you had, and this is the numbers, 959 carjackings, that's roughly 137 per 100,000 people. Now, what's the difference there? homicide's going to happen, and sometimes it's going to happen in some of these horrible neighborhoods, and it's gang violence, and people are being shot in the streets. The fact that it's spilled over into the areas that they don't want it to have happen, that happens. But carjackings occur because you're driving a nice vehicle.
And a lot of people in D.C. drive nice vehicles, especially working in government or media.
And that's why you have these people that are this upset. They're like, seriously, you stole my car. Please steal my car. You carjacked my car with me in the car, with my family in the car, at gunpoint more than likely. Like, that's the moment where, like, we've had it. Yeah. Like, this is why they're talking about how even the liberals have had it, even though they got to play the game.
Everybody up there knows what Los just laid out as the truth. It's surprising. I'll admit, it's surprising. When I heard Joe Scarborough say that, I was blown away that he was so honest because of the pressure of being a Trump critic, because that's what the left does. You don't step out of line. Problem is, everybody up there feels the exact same way. So for him and the rest of those libs, they're comfortable telling the truth in this instance.
Before we get into our next segment, our next topic, I want to tell you a little secret about the city of Chicago that'll really fill into the stuff with DC.
Next on Extra 1063.
I have, before we go to break, I do have a couple of supernatural updates. Charles called in, and he wanted to make sure Los knew that apparently Fox reported that Harvard found aliens a few weeks ago. So
okay.
Put that in your pipe to smoke it.
Finally.
That's right.
Omar in Ackworth, part of the 4 Hour Club, says that the Shroud of Turin is actually coming to be on exhibit in Atlanta. Coming up soon in September.
Well, we got to go see that thing, man.
What's up?
Dude,
Omar.
we appreciate y'all calling.
Omar.
Dude, my guy. So we'll talk about that, and Los is going to put it all in perspective out of Chicago. Next on Extra.
Did you miss Neil Bortz?
I am shocked.
Don't worry. He's live anytime on the Extra 1063 app.
Oh, that radio show.
Did traffic cause you to miss some of the Kimmer show? Get it on the app.
It's all the kids talk about on Monday at school.
With anytime show replays from the Kimmer, Bortz, the Morning Extra, Clay and Buck, and so much more. Plus local headlines and breaking news. Grab the Extra 1063 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Los. I want to talk about True Prep. I've got 5 little words about True Prep. But first off, 1000 Cobb Parkway, Marietta. Go into True Prep. Okay, here are the 5 words. You ready? Use guns and gear sale. All right, there's 5. Use guns and gear sale. All right, what does True Prep have for you? Hey, they've got some of the best prices on their used guns and gear, and right now they're doing 20% off. Okay? It's a huge sale that they've got going on. This doesn't exclude consignments, but again, you can always check over at trueprep.com, truprep.com. Take a look at their website. They've got the update on all of their equipment that they have in store, as well as their sales and clearance items. And True Prep is not just the walk in the door, buy what you're going to buy, leave. Now, you can do that if you want, but True Prep also has workshops as well. So let's say you're getting that firearm for somebody who's a first-time gun buyer. They have programs that can help you out with that. August 24th is going to be their next one. It's about matching you up with the right firearm for your needs, for your personal safety, and then knowing how to safely store it, knowing how to maintain it, knowing how to use it responsibly. Those are sort of the programs that True Prep has. So yeah, if you want to walk in and buy some freeze-dried food, maybe you want to go buy some camping equipment, you can do that, not a problem. You also want to learn how to really use it and really start prepping? Well, they've got workshops with that too. Go to truprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you'd expect from a big bank and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bankshares is your trusted financial partner for life. Learn more at bankwithunited.com. United Bankshares, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, The Trusted Toolbox.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. Now that the kids are back in school, Metro Atlanta police are reminding drivers to pay closer attention to their speed and surroundings. All fines are doubled in school zones, and the recently passed Addie's Law raised the fine for illegally passing a stopped school bus to a $1,000 minimum, one of the highest minimum fines in the country. A change is coming to Georgia's high occupancy lanes this fall. Beginning September 25th, alternative fuel vehicles with only one driver must use regular lanes of traffic on Georgia's highways when traveling without a passenger. Cobb County approved the purchase of 12 acres on Mackland Road in West Cobb for a new 911 emergency call center. The new center will expand 911 response capabilities, and planners say the design of the new building will make it more reliable during natural disasters. And Cobb County Schools named Pope High School's Amanda Tillard the Cobb County Teacher of the Year. Tillard is a special education teacher with 18 years on the job. Today's weather, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures will reach the high 80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10, 8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT. CentralHeat.com is the website if you want to check it all out. We ended the last segment talking about D.C. and the fact that they're quietly happy that Donald Trump has did what he did with federalizing the D.C. folks for the Metro PD for 30 days, because anything past 30 days, he'll need congressional approval to do it. But he's already locking people up, the people that need to be locked up, 23. And this was yesterday about 5 o'clock. There were 23, so there may even be more now. But Los, as we were going to break, Los said, let me talk to you about Chicago and help you understand why all of this is interconnected.
So one of the issues that goes on in Chicago all the time is the amount of shootings on the weekend. And they are all predominantly in Southside Chicago, gang areas of Chicago, areas where city officials just say, have at each other. Like, you're welcome to it. You can go through a map, especially a homicide map or a shooting map in Chicago, and what you're going to find is that it's almost like a crescent moon. There's basically a crescent moon that goes right around from the northern area of Chicago that loops around through like the heart of it and then finishes off in the little south area. And it's basically understood, if you bring your violence in here, we're going to have a problem and we're going to crack down on y'all. Y'all can shoot each other as much as you want outside of this crescent moon, but here's where we do business. Here's where our tourism is. Here's where the football teams are.
You don't bring
here's
your
this
ass
stuff.
here.
You don't bring your crap over here. This is where the good liberal people live.
Yes,
this is where the good ones are.
Yeah.
And when you look at their map, because we had one while we were there where somebody was shot near an NBC building, and it was like no holds barred. The whole city got activated on it because you don't bring that stuff in here. But they live with this mentality.
Yeah, this is where our tourist dollars come from.
And quite honestly, the way the city looks at it is, Black Chicago, you can shoot each other as much as you want. We won't televise it. We won't talk about it. We're not going to do anything about it. Y'all just do it. Y'all keep your stuff over here, and us good liberals are going to live this way. D.C. is the example of, look how fast we can clean this stuff up entirely. And that's what these other liberal cities fear, is that their policies, their mentality towards it, what if that changes and changes the power structure?
And the people are demanding
that you have the same treatment of what you got there.
That's exactly right. Horrified. They are horrified of the change that could possibly be coming to L.A., San Francisco, Chicago.
And the problem that is going on right now in D.C., it's that there is no safe area anymore.
No, that's right.
That's why this is happening.
And that's why Morning Joe is talking about it in a positive way.
It's why you don't hear about it in Chicago, because as long as it doesn't break the Crescent Moon area, then they're fine. Y'all can have at each other. Shoot 20 people on a weekend. We don't
And
care.
they do. And they do.
And they will.
Yeah.
But if you bring your mess over here, we have a problem. That's the understanding they have. That's why D.C. now serves as watch what happens. And this, as you were talking about, we are looking at a scenario where if you have like an outbreak of violence in different places around America, you wonder why it would happen. Probably crazy politics, but you have to be ready for anything at this point. And I think what we're now getting into is that phase of Donald Trump's presidency. It's, let me show you what legal versus illegal looks like.
Yeah, let me show you what's possible.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in seeing, like, overlay where all those shootings take place and overlay that over the district map. Just see what the district line does. That line up at all? Is there a correlation there?
Or is there?
Because Illinois has the craziest looking districts in the country.
Yeah. So I think what I'm hearing you say is there that same belt in D.C.? And I contend that the answer is no. That's why you have Morning Joe saying this is a good thing. That's why you have the anchor on ABC News going, I got knocked down and robbed 2 weeks ago. In the last 6 months, 2 people shot, 1 died. And yesterday, when we played her audio, she said yesterday, someone was carjacked on their way to this bureau. They wouldn't be saying this aloud if there was any safe space. If there was a buffer like they have, the Crescent that Los is talking about in Chicago, they wouldn't be talking about it, because that's the last thing they want to tell you is that Trump's doing a good thing. You know, Joe Scarborough is going, God, I hate having to say this. I hate it. But
don't make me do it. Don't make me do this.
Exactly right. Probably embarrassing for him a little bit. Because as Lowe's brought up, he's the one that told you to F off if you didn't think Joe Biden was at his very best. He is not afraid to lie to you to your face, and with conviction. Conviction in his voice, lie to you. But I think that's where, Los, that the American people are so sick and tired of the status quo. They're so sick, and they're glad that the Democrats didn't just give Donald Trump $5 billion for the wall. They're glad that the status quo didn't happen. They're glad to see the border closed. They're glad to see D.C. being swept. They're happy about this. I think most Americans are happy about it.
We're now entering the phase, in my opinion, when it comes to the Trump administration. Again, we talked about law and order, legality. Here's what it's going to be. But also, let's go after the people that have really been filthy. And I'm with you. I think there's a large amount of Americans that do include Democrats who are following these Russian collusion stories, that this never occurred.
56% of Democrats are following it closely.
They also think this was wrong. You should their view of it, and this is the old school Democrat view, Bill of Rights, freedom of speech. They look at it as you shouldn't weaponize the government against a president and then go after a former president. Like, that was the view of it. And for those who are paying attention, they just makes them uneasy. Now, granted, you're always going to have your Aunt Peg that's like, lock him up, do whatever you got to. Remember, you had Hillary Clinton dead to rights, and he was like, no, in the interest of the country, we're not locking her up. It's like, she did what she did. All right, we're going to let it go. Shouldn't have ever done that because the communists don't stop. It's like you can't just beat them.
It was a hard lesson for him to learn, but he's learned it.
And so I want you to listen to this. This is from CNN, and this aired yesterday. And CNN has apparently now turned into, they're like the last to understand that common Americans who have been paying attention to what has gone on to Donald Trump and then what is being discovered on almost a daily basis now between Comey, between Brennan, between Adam Schiff. Oh, man, that dude's in a lot. That dude is in maybe the hottest water in all of D.C. right now. He's got two different people that don't like him that are both going after him. I want you to listen. This is CNN and how they're suddenly, a Little Red Riding Hood. And they weren't really doing anything. And it's just Trump's a bad guy.
How radicalized they were by, let's say, the investigations. Mm-hmm. And again, let's just for the benefit of the doubt say, okay, I get it. But now instead of saying that was so horrible, no one should ever go through it. They're saying that was so horrible. Now we're going to do it to them.
After he insisted, I will end the weaponization. It's really hard to see what is the difference here.
Turbocharged it.
Right, and he is systematically going after people who either criticize him or oppose him, or have disagreed with him or investigated him. And we will see how many more follow.
Okay, so let's get this straight. You, Tug, were radicalized by what they did to Donald Trump. Rather than you were just right and wrong, you were like, that's not right. So when they raided his house, you weren't saying we shouldn't be raiding the house of a former president. You were radicalized. And when we talk about if you're actually going to go after criminals, well, that's weaponization.
But what else did they do in that clip? They admitted that they weaponized the freaking DOJ and the federal government.
And they want you to say sorry.
That's right. And they're mad at you for it.
What is it that I say about the establishment Republicans and the old right? You turn the other cheek. We'll be the bigger people. We won't do this stuff. We won't get in the mud with them. When they go low, we go high. No, you can't do this with communists. And you can't do this with people that feel that the American government and the American intelligence field is their own toy to use to attack people with. You cannot allow that to happen. And so you hear from CNN, well, these people were radicalized, and now they're going after anyone who criticizes him. Letitia James has almost 40 years worth of mortgage fraud. All right? Now, I ask you this. Do we have anything going on with the local DA? Nothing of substance. Listen, Fonnie Willis is going to skate on all this stuff because the actual people that did things like Adam Schiff reportedly, I've seen the documents he signed for a primary residence in Maryland that was not, here's where my place is.
While he's representing
California. These are not hard to prove. It's very simple. That's mortgage fraud.
That's not weaponization at all.
No, that's just these people are criminals. They need to pay for their crimes.
Tapper, they've turbocharged it. Dude, you just admitted that it happened. You've been telling me for 10 years that none of the Democrats that have been in power were weaponizing the federal government at all. It was absurd for me or Los or anybody listening to this station to even consider that to be the truth. And he just admitted it.
I want you to go back to being Sailor Tug. You ready? All right. So what ship are we on?
USS South Carolina.
All right. We're on the USS South Carolina. Sailor Tug, while it's not extreme, it's not like the most important thing in the world, but he's just received a classified document. And Sailor Tug, because it's we'll just say a matter of where the fleet is going to be headed to next. You leak it to a member of the press. What happens to Sailor Tug?
Sailor Tug goes to Leavenworth.
For how long?
A long time. Maybe the rest of my life.
Adam Schiff was leaking documents. This according to a whistleblower within his team, within his office, that he was leaking documents to the media in order to disparage Trump. It's illegal. You go to Leavenworth if you were Tug. Now, he's a senator. I'm sure he'll try and, this is all a big misunderstanding. Dude's going down. Not only that with the mortgage, he's got two different pit bulls that are going to be chasing him on this stuff. And that's weaponization, right? That's weaponization.
Guilty. And if you look at it, he's guilty. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. It's clear. Does it got to go through adjudication and go through the courts? Yes, of course it does.
Yeah. Did he leak classified documents?
Yes or no? Easy to answer.
There you go.
That's right.
Were they classified? Yes. Did he leak them? Yes. Okay.
Done. Check the box.
Check.
Exactly right. And then...
Sailor Tugs in Leavenworth.
With Schiff. He and I are together. Talking about the good old days. Back before we were held accountable for anything.
Quick, go to Austria.
Yeah, that's right. Morning, Australia. And because we've got a story, as a matter of fact. Somebody has moved on down under. You remember, if you recall, Joe Biden couldn't remember the president's name. It's that fella down under.
You're so having a Dumb and Dumber moment. I love it.
This is very good.
That's what we'll talk about next.
Where are you from? Austria. Oh, good day, mate.
That's way off. That's right. Next on Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the series opener to the New York Mets in New York last night. 13-5, the final, as the Mets ended their 7-game losing streak. The bats came alive for New York as they hit 6 homers in the game. Game 2 of the series is set for tonight. First pitch is set for 7:10. You can hear that game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, training camp continues for the Atlanta Falcons, but the Tennessee Titans are in town taking part in joint practices out at Flowery Branch. The Falcons will host the Titans when they play Friday night from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in preseason game number 2. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
The EQE electrifies the essence of Mercedes-Benz values. The road to the future might not even be a road. Why not travel in comfort, with confidence, and the competence to meet every new mile with a can-do attitude? That's the aptitude of the EQE SUV. Get an exceptional offer on the all-electric 2025 Mercedes-Benz EQE 250 Plus SUV. Just $599 per month for 36 months with $78.93 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Good morning, Mike. What you eating?
You gotta try this.
I can hear you crunching from the next cube over.
This is amazing. I just discovered it this weekend at Lidl. It's Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. They were sampling it, so I tried it. Then I bought 6 bags.
Wow. Is it cereal?
Can be. Or an amazing trail mix. It's great for a meal or a snack.
What's in it?
Well, they have 2 flavors, maple oat and harvest nut, which is my favorite. It's made with whole grain oats, almonds, pecans, raisins, coconut, and the sweet taste of pure maple syrup. Maple oat is a simpler take on their delicious granola. It's got wholesome oats, plump raisins, coconut, and maple syrup.
That sounds healthy and delicious.
That's why I can't stop crunching, Susan.
Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. It's a breakfast or on-the-go snack you can feel good about. It's dairy-free and gluten-free, and with only 2 grams of added sugar per serving, even your belly will love it. Pick some up at Lidl, Amazon, GreekGoddessGourmet.com, or at specialty stores near you.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All 4 Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All 4 Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Quantitative financial analyst positions offered by Southern Company Services, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Support the research, modeling, and analytical needs of the finance organization. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. Submit resume and transcripts to G2SCSTALACQ@southernco.com. Reference job ID 8792253.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3.
I swear, I put my hand on the good book. I swear, I know the difference between Austria and Australia. I swear. I could have sworn.
Could you tell me how to get to the medical school? I'm supposed to be doing a lecture in about 20 minutes and my driver's a bit lost.
You go straight ahead and you make the left over the bridge.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?
Austria.
Austria? Well then, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Let's not.
I swear I know.
Well done, Tug.
I know the difference. I swear I know the difference. But I
know the difference.
I thought I read yesterday that there was a certain somebody that has been maybe part of some documents that show some sort of corruption, and trying to kneecap a sitting president. And I swear the first thing I read that said that man had gone to Australia. But apparently I was wrong.
I don't know how much truth there is to any of this.
Right.
I really don't.
It's a fascinating story, though.
This is moving everywhere that John Brennan has left the country. Now, I've seen him recently on MSNBC. I don't know about that. But you have people like Roger Stone, who tends to be kind of plugged in. He was... The guy has a history, okay? He's got a history.
Sure.
So he was one of the first people that was telling everyone, like, listen, he split the country. And then it got picked up by a handful of other people like, hey, man, John Brennan, I keep hearing from other people that he split the country. Now, I would say, okay, well, why are you doing that for? And one of the latest discussion points was that John Brennan, when he had a discussion with John Durham, remember he of the Durham report?
Yep.
Was they talked about if there was ever going to be any charges, that the date is August 21st, 2020. That's the deadline of which there'd be any sort of statute of limitations. The idea is, did he get out of town to
wait him out?
Wait it out.
Yeah. Because then if you had to go get him and extradite him, that would take a process. It's not going to be overnight.
No.
And it would push it out probably past the deadline.
But again, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that it's happened.
How much truth there is to any of this stuff. But it's
an interesting conversation. The fact that it's bubbled up.
That it's flying all around, that John Brennan, the guy we said, we're like, if anyone's going to flip, it'll be Brennan. Maybe it's run.
Run, Forrest, run.
I mean, if you were ever going to flip on everybody, I was like, it sounds like they have the most on John Brennan based on the memos and the paperwork and the things that he signed off on. Looks like John Brennan, when it comes to organizing the CIA, along with some cooperation from the FBI, in conjunction with the Clinton campaign to go after Donald Trump with the support of Barack Obama.
Yeah, the guiding hand.
It all seems like it starts with John Brennan and those memos and the changing of information that was coming through the intelligence agencies.
This is going to tick some people off, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm here for it. Okay, hold on. Let me get ready. Okay.
Genius move, if that's what he's done.
Yeah.
That's dude, genius move. He looked at what the crazies in Texas did, and he was like, I can one-up that.
He's like, they're not kidding around.
Dude, I will get out of here. And if it pushes out past, the drop dead date, the statute of limitation, you don't have to like him. I don't like the guy either. Genius move.
And there's no credible information at all. None.
Make that clear.
But it's just, and the reason why I put it in our show notes is because as this was catching like this little bit of fire yesterday, I start thinking, man, what if I was in that scenario? What would I do?
What would you do?
I'd probably split the country and go to Austria or somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I'd be heading for a non-extradition area. By the way, Roger Stone, who currently, you look at just like the amount of people that I just look at all of how this thing gets started and who starts talking about it and who starts putting it out there in the world. And it's got to be from somebody that's more reputable, but I'm just pointing out that if I was in the same scenario and that was my play, I'd probably make the same play.
And his, what do you call that picture at the top of somebody's page on X, on Twitter? Whatever that profile picture that you use.
Mm-hmm.
He looks, banner, okay. He looks like Bob Barker. Pull it back up. I mean, he looks just like Bob Barker. Completely off topic. That's the first thing that jumped off the page at me. I was like, what's this dude doing?
The price is wrong.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It's got 871,000 followers. That's what happens when you get in the sort of trouble he's gotten into.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Trump loyalist.
But yeah, he was the one who was running with it yesterday. And again, I'm not here to say it's true. I'm just here to say that if I was in the same scenario facing what I'm facing, then you got the goods on me, I might run. I might run.
That's the MO of the Democrats. That's what they did in Texas. Obviously, that's not going to work.
But what was their instinct to do?
Yeah. Run.
But, okay, so I thought it was kind of crazy.
Everybody panic.
I really thought it was crazy when you had some of the analysts out there that were pointing out, and this was at the time you were getting this from, let's see, I think maybe it was, I want to say it was, I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been like a Jesse Waters that was joking around about, yeah, you might want to take their passports. Like
he was dialed in.
Like, hey, this stuff is coming down. They seem to have a lot on them. You might want to take their passports.
Because what are they going to do?
Well,
probably
if anything's showing you, these people keep running.
If this is true, that's a big if.
There's no substantial information. There's nothing backing this other than some politicos that have large followings that are saying, here's what's happening, or here's what the move is.
And you see it all the time, especially with criminals. What is there's the story out there of a kid hitting somebody in traffic, a pedestrian, and the mom and kid try to get on an airplane.
Oh yeah, they tried to get out of the country. They went to Mexico. That was out of the state of, I believe it was the state of Texas.
Yeah, I think so too. And they were apprehended at the airport, caught them before they were able to. But what did they do?
They ran.
They knew it was trouble. They knew that they couldn't get out of this. There was no undoing what had been done. It's a very human instinct to run. The whole fight or flight thing it's very natural. John Brennan, I mean, he's part of a group of people that looks like they committed treason. That's what it looks like, and that's what's alleged against them. What do you do if that's the case?
I would think a lot of these people that have been implicated in this, the Comeys, the Brennans, obviously Hillary Clinton has skated on everything all the time. Like there's a group of people that recognize that no matter what, they're going to get away with it. They just know they're not the type of people that go to prison. You know who goes to prison? Low level people that are like support people. If somebody you've never heard of goes to prison.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, that person's going to prison.
It's like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
He didn't take the fall.
No. He's got a buddy.
He's got a manager.
And it was weird how his manager, his buddy, ended up spending like $600,000 underneath his nose. Had no idea, right?
It turned out, wasn't the full number like $4 million?
Crazy the amount of money. And he was betting on games. He had no idea.
Yeah, and he never noticed $4.5 million coming out of his bank account. I feel like I'd notice that. Maybe it's because I've never had that much money, and I would notice every penny.
This, to me, would be the Brennans and the Comeys and everybody else in the world that would find a way to pin it on somebody else. I was just following the information.
Classic maneuver. Somebody has retweeted that saying Austria has an extradition treaty with the U.S.
Yeah.
But that don't mean he can't leave Austria once he gets there. That's just the first spot. Then you go, I mean, if you're really doing this.
If you were.
If, that's right. It's a big if. We don't know.
Giant if.
A huge if.
I don't think he's going to, but it does make for an interesting story if he did.
Certainly does.
I'd be like, wow.
Fun and funny conversation.
Did the dude just actually split the country? He took off.
Dude, I'm out.
I mean, Rosie O'Donnell, she made it up in her mind that she was being persecuted, and she's like, I'll see you later.
What, Jimmy Kimmel the other night?
He's talking about I'm going to go to Italy. Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Go to some place where actually the person who's now running it is extremely right-wing. You'll love it.
Yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, Giorgia Meloni. She's awesome.
Hey, I'm going to go to Italy. Okay, Jimmy. You'll love it.
A lefty loony goes after the police. Didn't they learn anything? No, of course not. Next on Xtra 106.3.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Democrats just can't get anything right, and isn't that a big league shame? Right now, they're outraged that Donald Trump has exercised his legitimate powers and effectively seized control of the police department in Washington, D.C., and added a couple of hundred National Guardsmen to the mix. Now, why in the world does this upset Democrats so much? Well, just look at virtually all of the major cities in this country. They are all run by Democrats. Democrat mayors, Democrat aldermen, city councilmen, and these cities have a crime problem. Thugtavius and his gang make life miserable for many of these inner city residents. And Washington, D.C., no exception. And here's what Democrats are afraid of. Washington, D.C., under the control of Donald Trump, may suddenly become safe, or reasonably safe. People will be back out on the streets in the evening again. Reports of crime will go down. A police chief like the one in Washington, D.C., that doesn't understand the phrase chain of command will be relegated to pushing papers around her desk, and people will take notice. Look at Washington, D.C. It's safer now. It's more pleasant now. Why? Democrats aren't running the show. And then people, who knows, maybe even here in Atlanta will say, maybe that's the answer. Maybe we ought to think again before we give Democrats complete control of city government. Oh, and MARTA. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to take MARTA to the airport again? The screams from the left are only going to get louder, and I'm going to enjoy them even more. Neil Bortz, Xtra 106.3.
Securing America.
During a Monday interview with Fox's Laura Ingraham, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth talked about an imminent change in tone in military basic training. Hegseth said the Pentagon is bringing back shark attacks, first stopped about 5 years ago, which describes when drill sergeants yell and berate new recruits, simulating chaos to see how individuals react. Hegseth explaining the change in thinking.
If you want a strong, tough military, why do you get softer at the beginning?
The secretary adding,
the tactics drill sergeants used in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they forged generations of young Americans who went and fought wars courageously.
And saying that the bottom line is,
we're making it possible to actually command decisively in the military, which is how you close with and destroy your enemy.
Hegseth also hinted that the Defense Department could also possibly revert to being called the War Department, as it was until the end of World War II. The secretary noting the final decision is up to President Trump. Kevin Gretzky, Fox News.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on.
A meeting about the meeting.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump's supposed to be on a call this hour with European leaders getting their input ahead of Friday's Trump-Putin summit when the president will try to get Russia's leader to stop the war in Ukraine. Fox's Mark Meredith reports from the White House.
They want to ensure that there are future security guarantees for Kyiv, and they want to make sure they have a better idea of what may lay ahead after this first meeting in Alaska. Russia has made significant advances in Ukraine, especially in the country's western regions, but Kyiv and other cities remain under Ukrainian control. Ukraine's leader posted this before heading to Germany. He said, "We all support Trump's determination, and together we must shape positions that will not allow Russia to deceive the world once again."
Now, President Trump is also expected to talk to Volodymyr Zelensky today. He says the U.S. and Russia can't make a deal for Ukraine without Ukraine involved. Speaking of European leaders, British, French, and German diplomats are threatening to reimpose sanctions on Iran as a deadline looms at the end of the month to resume nuclear negotiations and cooperate with UN inspectors. This follows the Israeli and U.S. military strikes that hit and damaged Iran's nuclear facilities and missile launchers back in June to try to prevent Iran from building weapons. National Guard troops are out on the streets of Washington this morning after being deployed along with federal agents and President Trump's crackdown on crime.
FBI Director Kash Patel says his agency teamed up with local cops to make 10 arrests that included a search warrant for a murder charge, various gun violations, warrants for DUI, and an arrest for violating a restraining order. Democrats still challenge the need for help in D.C. Under the law, the feds can help patrol Washington for a month. After that, Congress must approve an extension.
That's Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. D.C. leaders say violent crime is actually at a 30-year low from last year. In the president's push for mass deportations, the town of Mason, Tennessee's approved a plan to turn a former prison into an illegal immigration detention facility, though some residents loudly objected at a town meeting that got contentious. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, "No, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out." It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. And see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
Grow your business organically with Atlanta's fastest growing news and talk station, Extra 106.3. Get started today by emailing sales@xtra1063.com.
I have an update for you, Tug. By the way, this is the Morning Extra. You can always check us out 6 to 10. Tug Coward, Carlos Medina, good strong Jure. We'll be taking you until 10 o'clock. So we had the discussion about the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah.
So I had to hijack the show, take it away from you for the moment.
No, it's just as much yours as it is mine.
Listen, I'm on scholarship. It's like
aren't we all?
Well, I kind of feel like this. I'm kind of like the diva receiver, and you're like the hardworking quarterback.
Come on now.
It's like we get down the field because of Tug, and Tug gets all the glory.
That's not true.
Does that make me the special team, like a punter or something?
I kind of feel like you're the safety blanket tight end, like that guy that always moves the chains on 3rd and 6.
Guy, yeah.
That guy where you go like, man, we really need it right now, and he's always open.
Look, there's Dre.
That's right. Whereas I'm like, kind of the diva, like just give me the ball. And then there's times where I'm just like over there going like, you're not giving me the ball. Kind of like that. So Shroud of Turin, there's actually, for the actual Shroud, there's no public displays planned for 2025.
Oh.
But there is the traveling tour.
What is that?
It's a replica size and all the information, everything that goes along with it.
Is that what's coming to town?
You'll have that. There's also one that's actually over and coming, the St. Brennan Navigators exhibit that actually goes through its history and some of the information, everything else. So that one.
Where is it?
It's over. It says the St. Brendan the Navigators exhibit, located in Cumming, Georgia. It says this exhibit offers a comprehensive look at the Shroud, its history, and its connection to the passion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. It includes a life-size bronze sculpture of Jesus in the tomb based on the Shroud's dimensions. The exhibit is free and open to the public.
And a replica Bigfoot print.
and a replica. How dare you, sir?
You can't cross the streams.
You can't cross the streams of the resurrection of Jesus and then suddenly turn it into Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, which was a great movie.
It was friendly.
Dude, I loved it.
It was really family friendly.
I loved it.
But so, yes, and that's the other part of it. It's the problem. The shroud has to be kept in like this gas, basically enclosure.
Yeah.
So it doesn't deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's been around, I believe it has been for 2,000 years, you'd like to keep it around for another 2,000 years.
No question about it, dude. I want to go to this St. Brennan Navigator thing.
They have a simulation of the Crown of Thorns.
Dude, I want to go see that. And so is this a Catholic church? Did I look up the right thing? Okay. All right. Let's make sure I was looking at what.
Yeah, you're looking at the right thing.
Shiloh Road there.
There you go.
All right. Dude, we need to go by there one day.
Just go check it out.
Would you go?
Yeah.
I would love to go.
Get a good buzz and go over.
You can't. No.
What?
It's got to go the opposite direction, man. You go there first, then you go get it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just telling you. It's the order.
Okay.
Order of operations. You don't walk
okay.
up in the church drunk up. That's terrible.
That's not a buzz.
Well, okay. That's close enough.
I'm here to see the exhibit.
Where's Jesus? Come on. Yeah, we got to do it.
Okay,
we got it all out of order.
We'll flip some things.
Yes, we got to.
And then we'll drive up to the Bigfoot exhibit.
See, I don't know that I want.
I want to go there so bad. Every time I drive.
It's got to be disappointing, though.
I would imagine it. Well, I mean, what could possibly be there? What could possibly be on display?
If it's a footprint, my initial reaction is in comparison, like Shroud of Turin. I'd be like, okay, replicate it. See how you do this.
Right.
Okay, anybody can replicate a footprint, but if it's a real footprint, well,
yes,
now we have something.
What do you mean? But
I mean,
how do you distinguish?
You saw Bigfoot from that train video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He's our friend in the wilderness.
I got nothing on that, man. When I see it, it just looks like some dude dressed up in a ape costume.
I would like to think that is one. I don't even consider it supernatural. I just consider it part of the planet. And if there was a mammal that big, we would have found it by now.
Right, exactly.
Or it would have gone extinct in some of these crazy events that we've had.
I could at least buy that it used to exist and it doesn't, because we have dinosaurs that used to exist and they don't anymore.
Well, we also have, like, for instance, Neanderthals. Like, we're the ones who got rid of Neanderthals.
Right,
we're like, well, look at these dumb things.
Let's
you got to go.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, we're done with y'all. So
actually, you might be on to say, if Bigfoot was real, he'd probably be a hell of a ball player, and Georgia would have had him out on the field by now.
Right.
Oh, no, you would sign him to the Hawks. He would be starting center. And could you imagine just the boxing out?
Deion Sanders play pro sports, two different pro sports.
And then, when it comes down to, like, you get down in the lane.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot's,
taking the charge.
7'5" and just...
Whoa. Yeah, did you just run right into it, bounce off like Michael J. Fox and Teen Wolf?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's...
You're going to win a title. Bring that Larry O'Brien trophy back here to Atlanta.
And look, man, maybe if at some point where they go to unlimited availability to play college sports, and I know that sounds crazy, but we were over when Jacob was first talking to Augusta, that's what the AD said. He was like, dude, there's so many things out there that people are talking about. And one of them that came out in that discussion was unlimited ability to play at the college level.
Thank you. I've been talking about this happening.
He said that ADs are talking about it all over the country. He said this is not a new idea.
No. And here's the reason why. You have a model where you're going to have eventually full-time employment. You're going to be an employee of the university. Here's what you're doing. And you will have some people that will leave the university to go play at the pro level once they're draft eligible. In the NFL, in that case, you play your 3 years of college ball, you're draft eligible, you go. Then there's going to be some people like Diego Pavia, who was the quarterback over at Vanderbilt, who played 2 years of JUCO ball, 1 year of Division I, and then played his year at Vandy, and that's supposed to be the end of it.
Might not be.
It doesn't look that way. In fact, right now it looks like, his JUCO years won't count.
Dude, do you know how much that means to my son that went over and played a JUCO year?
Because then he's got another year.
He's back to 4 years.
He's back to 4 years. But here's the rub. Here's the crazy part. There's not another employee at the university level who's a full-time employee compensated at this level where there's a restriction based on how long they can work.
That's right.
There is no such thing as the chemistry professor who's been teaching there for 20 years, and they're like, hey, you only have 2 years left.
What about the janitor?
Right.
They can work there as long as they want to.
So that is why the quarterback at whatever school, who's not going to be a pro prospect, but yet here's what...
But he's solid at the college level.
Maybe this is what he does for a living.
So Los is not anywhere near off base when you hear him say this.
A minor league system.
Because I had an AD at a university say this was being discussed. He's like, does it go that way? I don't know. Is it 7 years or is it 6 years? Is it 5 years? I don't know.
Well, the problem is the American court system. Tell me where else where you can go into American court in a capitalist country and limit the ability for somebody to make money. In terms of, hey, you only have 2 years to do this. Well, why? I have a business. I started my own business here in a particular city. Why am I only getting 2 years? Well, you only have 2 years.
And I have other companies that really want to support me because they like what I do for their advertising.
Fine, you can have 4. Well, why 4?
Yeah, what's
beyond
the
that?
right number?
Yes, and
there isn't one.
That's the rub.
There isn't one. Dude, you and I see it eye to eye on that. Do I think it's good for college sports? That's a different discussion altogether.
Yes. It gets real complicated real quick.
But what is the availability? What is actually being discussed and what is actually being talked about? And that's one of them. Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. Who knew? Dude, we went all around. We went Shrouded Tour and we went Bigfoot, we went college sports, all in the span of 11 minutes.
We got an update from our friend Stephanie.
Oh, hi, Steph.
She said St. Brendan's is about 10 to 15 minutes from good old days.
Oh, wow.
They also have really great fish fry during Lent. And I said, see, Tug, we can drink before we go.
No. You do it. You go the other way. Go to the church first. You don't want to, because they allow smoking at good old days.
Yes. And then
which I have no problem with.
And we'll come in and it's like, man, y'all smell like y'all been at good old days.
Exactly. I don't
need to repent. Why do you think we came to the Catholic Church?
we gotta confess.
If I have a few extra, I'll be like, babe, so is there anybody I can talk to about my family being run out of the Catholic Church years ago?
Think we'll ever be welcome back in?
It's been about 40 years ago. We got run out of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced and everybody gave us a side eye.
Wouldn't you rather be able to talk about that without the buzz? Because you want to be, because sometimes with the buzz, let's be honest, you can, me too, anybody, the proverbial you go in directions that you might not otherwise.
I think for the audience, know that Tug doesn't change one bit.
That's not true.
Tug, like Buzz Tug is just Tug, but like Tug. It's the other Tug that's so much more like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That next level Tug.
Yeah, right.
Regular Tug, like had a couple drinks and chatting with everybody, is Tug.
Yes.
It's totally Tug. It's just, it's not even Tug on steroids, it's just Tug. And then that's the other one we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach Gotham Tug.
when the bourbon hits bottom.
He's Batman.
Yes. And you can't speak and I'm not proud of it. I'm not. But it does happen. I would be a liar if I told you it didn't.
I'll tell you.
Couple times
outside of football games, because football games are a little bit different. I don't recall the last time I was like that level in public.
Sideways.
That's for home.
Yeah.
That's for like card game at home, goofing around with the guys at the next door neighbor's house. That's not for, hey, we've been at this bar for 8-9 hours now.
That's the smart way to play it.
Let's try.
I don't play it the smart way.
Oh,
that's not my thing.
But yours are concert oriented
every time,
and that's fine.
That's where I.
Yeah, you twist off a little bit, but again, it's a concert. It's different.
Yeah, but I don't know that my friends.
I mean, how many times have you left a concert and you're like, I don't remember what they played?
More than you want to know.
Yes.
Can I tell you this? I was, I don't even know if
why didn't we stay for their set? We did.
We did. I have no idea what they sang. We were at the Driving and Crying Black Crow show, Marist Bank Amphitheater, Alpharetta, 2 years ago. First time that the Crows been back together because the brothers they didn't get along. They couldn't stand each other. A friend of mine is very close with that band and literally came to say, hey, I'm going to take you back there to meet those guys. I thought it was going to be.
Sure.
He came up to me and saw me and was like,
not happening?
Not happening. No. He was physically like, there's no way. He came over, was like, look like y'all are having a good time.
And then he's like, uh-oh.
I vaguely remember him coming over to us. And I remember asking later, where'd he go? They're like, he got away from you real quick.
So this happened when we went to go meet David Copperfield. And a friend of mine had partaken.
The magician?
Yes.
I love this already.
All right. Do you want the full story?
Yes, of course I do.
All right. Do we have a story time? Okay, I'm just gonna pretend we have a story time. It doesn't actually. Oh yeah,
Here we go. Settle in and get comfortable, folks. It's story time with Uncle Los.
Thank you to Dre. Thank you to Tug. Thank you to America. The year was like 2018, and I'm at a station event. We're in Las Vegas. It's for the start of March Madness opening weekend. It's a crazy event. Mandalay Bay, having a good time. Well, at this point now, Vegas has had gummy sales and marijuana and everything for like a year and a half.
Okay.
They've got dispensaries everywhere at that point. But they're like Apple stores of dispensaries. We'd never seen anything like that. Mm-hmm. They weren't in Texas, not in Georgia. So we're like, okay, let's go on over. Let's check this thing out. And we all choose, all right, let's get a little thing of gummies. Whatever. We're in Vegas. It's legal. It's fine, right? We go to dinner. We all have a gummy. And one of my coworkers is like, I don't feel anything. He decides to take another. Well, another coworker of mine had lined out. He was trying to get all sorts of hookups in Vegas, and the one he
Did
actually
he have a
got,
connection there?
he started telling them that we were from a big-time ESPN radio show, which kind of. We're an affiliate.
Yeah.
We're an affiliate. It's a big
Major
show,
market.
right? So the hotel gave us like a list of options. And one of the guys was like, man, I want to see Copperfield. It's like one of the most famous magicians ever. Let's go see Copperfield. I love magic. We're like, okay, let's do it. Well, again, let's fast forward now to we're post-dinner. Dude has a second gummy. We get into the show. And within about 20 minutes, I glance over at a couple of the people I'm with, and I'm like, do y'all feel that? And they're kind of like, yeah.
Yes, I
And
do.
we glance back over at my friend who's had the second one, and his face is frozen with the biggest S-eating grin, like, ha! Like he's like the Joker. Ha! And he's just staring at Copperfield. He starts punching me with every trick. He's like, he made a dinosaur. He made a dinosaur. Because there was a T-Rex dinosaur that was like on stage and like he appeared.
Wow.
There was a spaceship that he had fly over the crowd. It's a MF-ing spaceship. It's an MF-ing spaceship. So,
and he's as high as the spaceship.
yes. So, and by the way, we were in the front row. We were 6 feet away from David Copperfield. So after was the meet and greet, right?
Oh,
it's us,
no.
4 of us, and there's like the other couple. These are like the VIPs of the show. And as soon as I looked at my friend who had the 2 gummies, and we had to line up there like Mr. Copperfield will come here and you can say hello and please don't touch Mr. Copperfield. He'll take a picture right here. Is what we'll do. I was like, I looked over at my friend, my coworker, guy who works down the hall, and I grabbed him by his shirt. I go, you have to go to the back. There is no way he's not going to know that you are high out of your mind. And sure enough, in that picture, everyone looks kind of normal except for the one guy who had the 2 gummies in the span of like an hour before we went to go see Copperfield and then proceeded to freak out during the entirety of the show.
Oh, my God, dude. So, do you have the picture? Is that picture still available to see?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see it. Because I want to know, because I don't know who it is. I have a guess.
It's Chernoff.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Hoyt.
No, Hoyt's the one who lined it all out. It's Matt Chernoff. He's told it before now on the air.
Okay, all right.
I was protecting those that might have needed protection, but whatever, He's told
If
it
he's
before.
already told it, yeah, then it doesn't matter.
In fact, that's why whenever you if you ever listen to our sister station, I encourage you, if you need a little sports fix,
Yeah,
don't go over to anybody else.
Yeah, go right there.
Keep it in the family. Keep it in your Braves family.
Yeah.
If you go check out that show in the afternoon, maybe you're bouncing between Kimmer and that, and that's the numbers say y'all are. Thank y'all. Keep it in the family. If ever you hear a joke about a spaceship or a dinosaur,
that's what it's about.
That's from me getting punched that night in Vegas. He made a spaceship! It's a spaceship!
That's awesome.
Punching me over and over and over.
I'm surprised they let you go to the meet and greet, to be honest. Because they're particular.
Well, again, you pointed it out. You had like the person checking it out and was like, whoa, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gave you the wave off.
Yeah.
Okay, I was the one who was hey, like, I'm the good one here. And sure enough, there was no red flags with me or the first 2 or 3 guys in our group. It was that other one where
he's over there standing on
he
a
was
chair.
like trying to kiss butterflies in the sky. Like you would have thought that.
What kind of gummy did y'all take?
You would have thought that there was like bubbles in the air and he was trying to like pop them with his hands and his tongue.
I love it.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
It's very much. If you've ever seen the opening scene of Super Troopers, that's what he turned into in the back seat of the car. He just was like, is he really licking the window?
Dude, that's great. Oh my gosh, yeah. I never made it that far. Never made it that far.
So that's how we got to meet David Copperfield.
Dude, that's awesome. That's got to be that's got to be in your collection of best pictures, right? Because everybody's got the picture of a couple people that you've ran into before.
It's more strange than anything.
But it's amazing.
He's very plasticky.
Oh, yeah, that's probably not that surprising.
Yeah, but that's fine.
How old is he now? He's got to be in his late 60s, right? At least.
Yeah, I think so. He was really upset with his stage hands. Apparently
for allowing y'all back.
No. Apparently he by the way, he's 68. Okay. But apparently they didn't have something at the timing that he wanted, and he was going off. We were like, whoa! But when you're that close, you see all of it.
Yeah. You don't miss anything, man. I'll never have the opportunity to meet Copperfield or the Black Crows because bourbon got me.
Wow, we really took that in a completely different direction than we had planned.
Had no idea that it was going there, but it doesn't matter. That's what the 9 o'clock hour is all about. You can't ever tell. If you've got stories like that you want to share, we're open to your stories too.
Yeah, just make sure your bosses don't hear.
Yeah, that's right. You may not want to say it out loud, or we'll use the voice disguiser like we did the one we borrowed from Bert at the Bert Show to play that audio from Morning Joe.
Thank you, Bert.
We appreciate you, buddy.
Now everybody knows Bert's politics.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's right. I think I probably know, if I had to guess. He's a good boy, though. All right, when we come back, 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors. 877-9 southernexteriors.co. Democrats have taken another 20% issue. This time, it's the obvious one that you don't take. And yet they jump right in. This is Extra 106.3.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Everybody wants to be the envy. When people look at you, they're like, yeah, man, that guy's got it together. I want to do what he's doing. And then that probably translates to the things that you do at work, the things that you do at home. What about your actual home, the structure that you live in when you invite people over? You want them to go, man, I love this house. I love what you've done with the front. I love the facelift that you've given this place because it's always been beautiful, but now it's immaculate. Now it's amazing. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get that facelift. Just new windows change the dynamic. New doors change the dynamic. You know, when you look at your roof and it's got that those stains on there, they're not necessarily a bad thing, but they're not the most attractive. So if you can get some of that taken care of, you get the place in the roof that's maybe obvious that needs to be fixed, or maybe it's the roof needs to be replaced altogether. It's so easy to get that facelift by calling Southern Exteriors. 877-9 southernexteriors.co. They do all of those type things. Anything to the exterior of your home. And right now they will give you 10% off any job, no matter how big, or you can get 12 months 0% financing. They're so flexible. They just want you to be happy. They'll have a foreman on there during the work that's being done, so you can ask questions. And you don't have to have that awkward moment where you're talking to the person doing the work and they're like, no, this is what they told me to do. And you're like, well, no, stop. I don't want you to do it. You don't have to worry about that because they have a foreman there. 877-9 southernexteriors.co.
Compact outside, the all-electric EQB 250 Plus SUV is big on space, style, and smart ideas. With available seating for 7, a digital voice assistant, and MB navigation with electric intelligence, the EQB is born from a forward-thinking family and built for yours. Get an exceptional offer on the all-electric 2025 EQB 250 Plus SUV. Just $299 per month for 36 months with $48.93 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through July 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and onshore. Discover more at Viking.com.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. Progressive Senator Bernie Sanders teamed up on Capitol Hill recently with American Federation of Teachers head Randy Weingarten on bills to bolster teacher pay and increase school faculty numbers. Sanders says the average public school teacher in America today earns over 5% less than he or she did nearly 30 years ago. Weingarten recently praised Democratic New York City nominee for mayor Zohran Mamdani. Still, the left embraces Weingarten. California Democrat Ro Khanna characterized her as, quote, quite innovative, working with the private sector to have some high school students credentialed in a trade by the time they graduate. Republican Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn and GOP North Carolina Representative Mark Harris want Congress to strip the National Education Association of its charter. Progressives say the GOP wants to undercut teachers. The NEA recently approved a resolution defending its use of the word fascism to describe President Trump, but the NEA may need to work on its ABCs. The union misspelled fascism. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. Now that the kids are back in school, Metro Atlanta police are reminding drivers to pay closer attention to their speed and surroundings. All fines are doubled in school zones, and the recently passed Addie's Law raised the fine for illegally passing a stopped school bus to a $1,000 minimum, one of the highest minimum fines in the country. A change is coming to Georgia's high occupancy lanes this fall. Beginning September 25th, alternative fuel vehicles with only one driver must use regular lanes of traffic on Georgia's highways when traveling without a passenger. Cobb County approved the purchase of 12 acres on Mackland Road in West Cobb for a new 911 emergency call center. The new center will expand 911 response capabilities, and planners say the design of the new building will make it more reliable during natural disasters. And Cobb County Schools named Pope High School's Amanda Tillard the Cobb County Teacher of the Year. Tillard is a special education teacher with 18 years on the job. Today's weather, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures will reach the high 80s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your home exterior solution since 1999. 877-9-SOUTHERN, southernexteriors.co is the website. Thank you for all the feedback that we're getting on social media about the stories that Los and I were sharing in the last segment. The whole segment took a direction that we didn't know was going, and that's why we love the 9 o'clock hour, because sometimes it just gets off the rails on the crazy train. And we appreciate you indulging us a little bit when it comes to craziness and crazy topics, crazy stories, just life experiences, I think, that are so fun to hear about, man. David Copperfield is I saw him when I was in, 8th grade in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and was blown away.
I could talk about Adam Schiff going to prison and what's going to happen to him. Or I could tell you about when a friend got so high
that David
Copperfield even looked at us like, whoa.
Jeez, man, this is trouble right here. No, I love it.
I'll tell you where the real magic happened.
Dude, yeah, it happened about 30 minutes ago. All this is illusion. That's real. That's the way it goes.
No time has ever anyone thought to themselves, as far as the casual user, that when you said, maybe I should take one more, turned out right.
It's funny.
It did not.
The other night, my wife and I are just on the back, I think it was on a Friday night. Wife and I are sitting on the back deck. We knew we had to go to Augusta to move Jacob in the next day, so we're trying to take it easy. And
this is a non-heroin night.
Yeah, exactly. And
we normally plug each other. We rig up.
It's amazing. She was like, maybe I'll have one more glass of wine. I was like, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I know it is. And sure enough, next morning she woke up with a headache. It's just
it's one more.
It's always if you ever ask the question, should I have one more? The answer is no. You already know the answer to the question.
So I want to give my credit to my friends, the Bynums. They told me this years ago. It's David and Paul Bynum. David and his wife now live in Florida. Paul's just an awesome dude. In fact, I've got to catch up with them. Haven't gotten a chance to chat in probably 6 months. The smartest thing I've ever heard was, it's not the first stop. Everybody makes the first stop. You're going to go over to your local bar. That's totally cool. It's not even the second stop. It's the third. When you decide I'm going to make a third stop, nothing works out.
Yeah.
It is bad. It's bad news. Again, you want to stop by you go to the bar, and then you want to drop by your neighbor's house real quick because he's got a get together going. Okay, fine. No third stop.
Yeah, that's right.
That third stop is
Better
home.
be home.
The third stop is the place where bad things are going to happen.
I love it. Smart. Very wise.
Yeah.
Very wise.
Go play golf. First stop. Go grab a beer afterwards. Get some second stop. Third stop needs to be home because a third stop is trouble.
Wisdom being laid down on the Morning Extra here in the 9 o'clock hour.
Write that down. Write that down, young ones.
Yes, that's right.
Or those of you who have younger ones too, write that down.
Third stop.
Third stop,
bad.
no, bad. X. No third stops. Third stop is home.
The Democrats have chosen another 20% issue. They continue to lose, and it's always because Trump. Like, you just put it in quotes. Because Trump, that's why they chose this 20% issue. It's their rallying cry. But Trump, because Trump. They're letting their hatred get the best of them again. Now they're positioning themselves as the pro-crime crowd. Think about what's going on in D.C. You even have the news media that is saying, yeah, it's pretty bad. We're glad that he's doing what he's doing.
Is this not the perfect scenario to go, listen, we have a crime problem. We're glad that POTUS is paying attention to it. But because you spend so many times on these 20% issues, what, are you coming across like pro-crime? What are you saying that? And for a media that will at one time tell you, well, Donald Trump's not doing enough for veterans and service people, yet then you're going to question National Guardsmen who have been sent to your city to help protect your city and help secure your city.
Or even ICE agents.
How would suddenly they're the bad guys, the bad girls? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Imagine the ads for this. When they start putting together ads for the midterms, think about what these ads are going to look like. They're going to write themselves.
Yeah.
It's not even taking any effort. Because they've physically made themselves the pro-crime party. The Democrats in D.C. across the country are choosing criminals. It's no different than Senator Van Hollen when he went down and had the cocktails in El Salvador with Abrego Garcia. Remember how that blew up in their face? And still to this moment is the laughingstock. And yet they're doing it again in D.C.
All right, I want you to take a moment and ponder this one out. Because over the course of history, when you have had different political formations, typically it's always started with, we're going to create law and order and justice. We're going to solve these problems. There's only been really one that has basically enhanced the problems, and that's communism in the interest of chaos.
Right.
Where communists, like their opponents, they jail them. But when they're trying to create the chaos to change society, they don't put anybody in jail. In fact, they turn the jails loose. They turn the asylum, the insane asylums loose. They want as much chaos going on as possible so that then they can affect change. Now, you ain't gonna like their change, but so does it not align that
perfectly?
Democrats, why are you on the side of crime? Because historically, there's only been one form of government that ever has been, and that's communists on the way up.
Yeah, and they're doing it right now. So when you see this is a 20% issue and it's maybe confusing to you, even the mainstream media with their hatred of Donald Trump and being the mouthpiece for the Democrat Party can't even jump in the boat with them.
Not even the Nazis, not even the National Socialists had an interest in mayhem and chaos in the streets. Now, granted, they did their own, but their entire process was, no, we're in charge and everything's going to be civilized. That's like the best way I could put it. Whereas the communists are, open up all the prisons, turn everybody loose, make chaos happen. Then we can do what we need to do from there.
And you're going to see it again. This won't be the last time you see this. Because New York City is about to be turned on its ear.
Man.
You've seen nothing yet. Wait till Mamdani is elected, and he's running just on, was it 44%, I think is where he's running right now. He is head and shoulders above everybody else. I think Cuomo is the next closest, and he's like 25%.
He's actually tied Cuomo to Trump, which for New York, it's hilarious I mean, again, Cuomo had a bunch of people that he killed with his policies.
Yeah.
Trump helped build your city. And yet there's such a, well, they'll definitely respond to hating Trump. So let's make sure I make Andrew Cuomo Trump light.
And
at least the political instincts are there.
Yeah, no. They got it, that part figured out. What they don't have figured out, and I was just looking at this list of his advisors. They're all, I'm talking about Mom Donnie, they're all under 35 years old. None of them have any experience doing anything.
We have never played the audio just because it was long and it's a little convoluted. But there was a clip from about 2 weeks ago, and it was his supporters. It was actually a table to sign up and try to get people registered to vote, help them get them registered. And they started talking about how New York is going to become the haven for trans children. That we are the ones who will pay for it in order to make sure that they get brought here, and that we'll help turn them out here. We'll be the place to say, hey, what it turned into, it's the theater kids. And they have their, and all of them, they all in mask, purple hair, all the same look. And yet that is the jokers that's surrounding this person.
28 to 34-year-olds who know nothing about what socialism is or has done historically. Because they've never been. I'll guarantee you every one of them have master's degrees and have no idea the death and destruction that communism and socialism has left in its wake. And they're like signing up for it. It's almost like signing up for a disease. Like, oh, we're handing out this free disease. Wouldn't you like some? Yeah, sure. Yeah, hook me up. Inject it in my veins. That's what they're signing up for because it's killed so many people. What's the number? You had the number before. What's the number of people that communism has killed?
Oh, about 50 million?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, and that's on the low end. I mean, that's just Mao's, basically his famine killed 50 million, but no political organization has killed more people in its history than communism. You're probably closer to 500 million.
And you got 44% of the biggest city, the number one media market in America, that's saying, hook me up to that. We're going to hitch our wagon to that. It's unbelievable to think that these people are so naive.
Communist regimes between 65 and 100 million, but it never factors in the amount of people that starve from famine, that end up being malnourished. I mean, North Korea, there's a reason why, and it's completely insane. When you look at the average North Korean versus the average South Korean and how much healthier the South Korean is, because they actually have real nourishment.
Yeah, they get to eat. But that's what they're asking for in New York City. There's a, if you follow in wokeness, there is a, I guess you could call it an example of what is going to be implemented in New York City. City-run grocery store, Kansas City, Missouri, shuts down due to rampant theft, barren shelves. The city spent $18 million to keep this open, this community, this free grocery store. And it's already shutting down. It looks like it's ran about 4 years. I've not heard of it before.
3 weeks ago, it was in a lot of trouble.
I can't wait to dive in to find out more about this place.
Yeah.
Because they're going to turn the entirety of New York City into that.
I think they're going to have to create their special groceries. And I think those are going to be the places that are going to be raided and completely gone and will not be a factor. I'm kind of with George Will on this. Like, I don't know if you saw him when he was on Bill Maher.
He said we need to teach these young people the ills of socialism. They need to experience it for themselves so they understand what's happened.
That if you end up being slapped in the face by socialism, by communism, it will make you reject it for the rest of your life.
I hope it's a very idealistic way of looking at it. I hope that's right. I'm just afraid the cancer spreads, man.
It always ends the same.
I know it does.
It always ends the same. Which, no matter when, it always ends the same with, here's the ruling class. They have all the money. There's everybody else. And they're just sitting there getting by with whatever they're given. And what's wild about it is that, you can experiment with this in New York. And everyone in New York is going to be seeing people in Connecticut and like, why do they have so much and we have so little?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
Or they look down south.
Yeah.
And they say they don't have any taxes down there. They don't have an estate tax down there in Tennessee or Florida or Texas or wherever.
So I have it's my I've got to make sure I've got this right. It's my wife's uncle. His wife sells luxury homes in the Baltimore, Maryland, D.C. area.
Who's buying in Baltimore?
You'd be surprised. I mean, there's places on the water, you know. But so, you know, in that whole area of Maryland and D.C. and Virginia. And when she came to our house, now granted, like, it's a nice house, but it's not like...
Your house is
it's
marvelous.
Well, that was the funny part. She's looking around and she's like, I have to send pictures of this to my realtor friends. And they're all like, are we talking like 10? Like 12? And he's like, no. It's like, it's not even close. They're so adjusted to, here's a 2-bedroom in this place and it's $2.5 million. And so that's why people are like, I'm going south.
Absolutely.
Like, I want a better style of living here.
And yet, in New York City, they don't see all those people leaving, or California doesn't see all those people leaving and go, hey, maybe we should do something different. Instead, they go further left. They're going to elect a socialist communist and try to make it work. Dude, it's going to be a disaster. I am fearful. I'm like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rockers, man.
You're on the lookout.
I just worry about stuff like that. And how it ultimately somehow affects us, you know, and our families because of the craziness that goes on there. When we come back, if you're Beto in Texas, you're probably thinking, oh no, what have I done? Next on Xtra 106.3.
The Morning Xtra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3 FM.
Hey, it's Los. I want to talk to you about the Honest Car Guy, honestcarguy.com, or go to 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1. Now, here's the process when you work with Tom. You always hear about, all right, you're going to pay what he pays. Well, that's true. You're going to see what the car is. When you give Tom a car, make and model, it starts right there. You just say, here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I want to spend. Tom is going to have a complete transparency with you. He's going to tell you, here's what I'm finding. Here's what's available. He'll even tell you, it's like, listen, this one's available halfway across the country, or this one's available down the street from where you live. It's all laid out in front of you. And you're going to see, here's the fee in order for Tom to purchase that car. That ends up being what you're going to pay for that car. You'll pay what he pays. The only thing that happens after that, you just pay right on top the honesty fee. That's it. That's for Tom's work. That is that. Here, Tom, thanks for getting this vehicle for me. Here's what I'm kicking in over to you. Now, in this process, you're going to find out you're going to save thousands of dollars because the amount of fees that are typically put on when you go through a regular dealership. You're not paying for the new bar in there or the hair salon or the massage therapist or the entirety of the staff. It's just, here's what the car cost and here's my honesty fee. That's it. That is all. That is all it takes in order to get that car through Honest Car Guy. HonestCarGuy.com. Give Tom a call. 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August 13th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the series opener to the New York Mets in New York last night. 13-5, the final, as the Mets ended their 7-game losing streak. The bats came alive for New York as they hit 6 homers in the game. Game 2 of the series is set for tonight. First pitch is set for 7:10. You can hear that game live on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, training camp continues for the Atlanta Falcons, but the Tennessee Titans are in town taking part in joint practices out at Flowery Branch. The Falcons will host the Titans when they play Friday night from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in preseason game number 2. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit Truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green.
consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Principal Technology Services, PSO, supply chain intelligence positions offered by Manhattan Associates, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Manage technical projects for software systems and oversee the identification and resolution of technical problems in all aspects from inception to installation. Up to 50% domestic travel required. Employee reports to office in Atlanta, Georgia. Position may work from home in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. If interested, please apply online at www.manh.com/about-us/careers.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The libtards, if you will, they need to pay their fair share. So earning 26% of the income and then paying 46% of all the income taxes, that's just not fair. Complete dumbassery.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Remember a few days ago we were talking about Gutfeld was going to show up on Jimmy Fallon? Did you see the way those numbers blew up?
Yeah, apparently it went 57% higher, something like that.
Yeah, they've already gotten above 1 million views of the interview on YouTube. So secondary, kind of like when people go listen to the Morning Extra on the app. You know, there's just secondary views over 1 million. He said, I know you're making a risk here. You're making you're probably doing something that throws in the face of liberal thinking. And man, it paid off.
Yeah.
But doesn't all risk, well, I guess not all. When you take a calculated risk, and I don't know that was a super risk, but for, I guess, somebody in his position, it probably was. And then it pays off, man. Risk, high reward.
Why do you think I tell you when we're going to have our show on MSNBC and we're going to do great? Because people are going to hate watch. They're going to be exposed to stuff that they are typically not exposed to. They're going to be like, what? Oh my God, like what is wrong with these two people? And then they're going to continue to watch because they'll be shocked about the amount of information they're getting. And again, the 3 phases. These guys are wrong. They're idiots. They're fascists. And then it'll turn into, well, does they get the results?
Yeah.
And then it'll turn into, and the 3rd phase. Well, that was easy. Everybody knew that was going to happen.
Can't believe that y'all didn't know that was coming.
That's always how it goes.
Isn't it easy to play that, though?
But it shows you
it's an easy card.
It shows you the error of your ways when you're Stephen Colbert, that all you did was basically one after another people that you were interested in. I get it. It's your show. You have to be interested in it. But you couldn't bust out of just, I'm going to talk with every liberal person in the political world.
That's all it was, man. It might
That's
as well
what
have
it turned
been.
into.
It might as well have been Morning Joe.
Yeah. That's all it was.
And it wasn't a late night show at all.
Yeah. It was one politician after another, all on one side, and that's what they got into. And all it was, okay, and we'll do this for this audience. Well, what do you think the audience didn't grow?
Yeah, you maxed it out. Because if they wanted to see that, they would just watch Morning Joe or something like it. Or Jen Psaki's show. But they're not watching that either. Why do you think it would work at late night when it's supposed to be fun?
The problem we have is that when we go down that road trying to get that person on, they're immediately like, oh, no, we're not doing that one. Like, we're still going to, I always say this, still going to treat you like you're a person. We'll have policy debate. We'll talk about some of these issues. We'll find some common ground here and there. But you have these politicians that are looking at times. Now, the cool part is the people that have been on our show, they know, hey, I'm going to get questioned here, and I got to explain this as a constituency. But many of these people, many of these politicians will not do shows in which they have to answer stuff. Think about how derailed J.B. Pritzker looked over the weekend when he got asked on Meet the Press about gerrymandering his state.
Threat to democracy. Trump is a threat to democracy.
He panicked. He's like, you just asked me the one thing that you're not supposed to ask me about.
I thought I was in a safe space.
What happened when Nancy Pelosi went on and she was asked about insider trading?
They said we weren't going to talk about this. How about saying the quiet part out loud?
Yeah. How quick did that happen?
Immediately. It was like the beginning of the interview.
We don't take interviews if there are conditions involved.
No need. It doesn't do us any good.
If there's something, if we're going to have somebody on, and the very first thing, like for instance, let's say it's MTG. All right. Right now, there's probably two things you want to know about. You want to know about what's going on next in Congress and what she thinks about Lauren Loomer.
Yeah.
All right. Those are the two. If I don't ask those two in the first couple of questions, I'm not doing a service to the audience.
What's the point?
And if we take the interview with the intention of not asking about one of those two, then it's no use to us either.
I can't imagine operating that way.
And we don't.
Well, no, right, but they do. I just can't. Like, what is the benefit? Like, what do you think that you're going to gain out of it? Do you think you're gaining a friend? See, I think that's probably part of it. They want to be friends with these people.
Yeah.
I don't care. I like Buddy Carter. I'm never going to be friends with Buddy Carter. He's not my friend. I like Dr. Rich McCormick. He is our representative.
He's our representative, yeah.
I'm never going to be friends with him. I might shake his hand, nice to meet you, but that's about it.
When it comes to Buddy Carter, when he came in and did the full hour, earlier in the spring, very early 2025, we gave him a list of what we wanted to talk about. Not because it was like, here's the approved list, but he wanted to have as much information about what our audience wanted to hear about. And we were like, here's probably the 10 things that we would love to ask about that our audience wants to know about. And he made it a point, I'm brushing up on these things so that I can give the audience good answers about what's going on.
And what did his folks not say? Hey, you can't ask about number 3.
They're like, sure. They're like, but he just wants it, so he's ready to explain.
Yeah, which I don't.
And
I have no problem with.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't like we gave him questions. It was like,
here are the topics.
Here's the topics.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about at that point. How are we getting inflation down? How are we doing it? What is this tariff policy going to be? I mean, that was the general stuff we were getting into.
Usually, when they reach out and ask, "Hey, what are some of the topics y'all might hit?" I'll throw in a couple and say, "And news of the day."
Yeah. So just be up to date on what's going on.
Just be ready. It could go any way.
Yeah.
And I've never had anybody say, "No, we're not going to do that." Kamala Harris made her whole dadgum campaign that when she told Joe Rogan, you got to come to me and you got to give me
the questions ahead of time.
Dude,
like, no chance. No chance.
Contempt, that seems like a big word, but there is a fella out in Texas that might have himself a problem with contempt.
24 hours ago, we played the audio of Beto O'Rourke doing the, we're gonna take this car and we're going off road and we gotta save democracy.
F the rules.
F the rules. Okay. When I tell you he's a loser, he's always been a loser. He can't win office. And what I tell you, what I tell you about his foot.
Yeah.
He takes it and he sticks it in his mouth every single time. Beto O'Rourke, by doing this, he was under a court order, all right, a temporary restraining order to stop fundraising to pay for the Democrats who had left the state of Texas. And what did he do? He went up on stage and he talked about how he was going to keep fundraising, even though court order, this is what's going on. So there's some guy. His name's Ken.
What's the last name?
Paxton.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's the Attorney General of Texas. Yeah. He sent him a letter basically saying, you're in contempt and we're going to deal with this. And you know what Beto's response is? Dead silence. You know why? Because he knows he's screwed. That dude, like I told you, foot in mouth all the time. His nature is to lose. Okay, he's going to lose. That's all that's going to happen. And now You actually went and you took a restraining order, a judge's order, and went, yeah, okay, whatever. It's all about winning. It's democracy.
F the rules.
Okay, F the rules then. F the rules then. Okay, we'll go to prison.
They're so used to nothing happening. They're so used to just being able to get away with it. Even when they're told you're not supposed to do this, this is against the law. It's never, ever, ever in my whole lifetime, I've never seen anybody held to the rules, to actually following the rules. To when they break the law, they're held in contempt in his position, but held to account.
I just want to read you this line. This is from Ken Paxton, his letter. Less than 24 hours after the temporary restraining order was signed, Robert Francis, that's Beto, told a crowd of hundreds in Fort Worth that he would continue fundraising in violation of the restraining order because, quote, there are no refs in this game. F the rules. Robert Francis is wrong on both counts. There is a referee, the Honorable Megan Fahey, again, the judge. There are rules, namely that a person violating a temporary restraining order can be fined up to $500 and jailed for up to 6 months.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Beto. Uh-oh, Robert Francis.
Where are you? Where are you, Francis? Well, you got to start. That's going to be his name moving forward. It can't be Beto anymore. It's got to be Francis. I think. Be funny. All right, we are going to turn this thing over to Beck, and we just can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here. Join us again tomorrow, 6 to 10, and enjoy the rest of the day. Just be involved, be engaged, social media, be engaged on the phones.
Shout out Omar.
Yes, Omar, what's up, buddy?
And Todd.
Yeah, and Todd, absolutely. Who said to tell Los what's up.
Yeah.
For Dre and Los, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Xtra 106.3 and the Xtra app.